Hello, hello, and welcome to the Beaker Show. How's everybody doing on this fine Saturday? We are coming back in today for session number 59. We had our week off last week, and we did some catching up, and we got things back online. We had some Beyond issues. They were having an outage today, but we think we're good to go. So we're going to go ahead and jump into today's session. So sit back, relax, enjoy the story, and let me grab our players. We'll do a recap and get things going. All right. So jumping back in to this week's session. So last session 2 weeks ago, our adventurers had started in a locked chamber full of statues. They had just recently met up with a new friend, Morganth, somebody that they had found trapped down here, potentially trying to work their own way out. A little mysterious, some things to be solved, and some threats made at invisible people on the other end of stones. We'll see what happens. But had taken the time to clear out an area that led to a room that had a symbol of a key over top. Some symbols that had been reoccurring throughout this area that you'd been in so far. You seemed to be pointing towards this particular chamber. You'd seen another key symbol pointing in a different direction, farther into this labyrinth, but were able to discern that this was at least one of what these keys were locating, and had stepped in, and the doors closed behind you, and you were left in a magical darkness for but a moment. Then upon opening your eyes, you realized the statues in the room had conglomerated around you and had apparently taken some swings, as you felt gusts and some sort of physical presence. Zanzadar, however, the one amongst you that has demonic vision and is able to see through magical darkness itself, saw that once the lights were out, these statues kind of twisted and turned and crawled at speeds he could barely keep up with all around the room. They seemed to be almost living in a way until the lights turned back on, and then they became stone statues once again. Didn't seem to have any life necessarily to them. Though Lalia was able to pinpoint that they did have a fiendish energy about them, you guys decided to try and venture forth into this room, gathering that you were probably locked in, but had seen a chest at the other end containing what you can only assume was what this key picturesque had led you to. So Zan and Bink made their way over towards the box. Had just about gotten there when things seemed a little weird. But you settled down, and Bink went to open the top chest, forgot to check for traps, and set one off. Though it was an interesting trap, nothing damaging necessarily, but the lights went out for, again, but a moment or two. And once the lights came back up, our party found that Bink and Zanzadar were no longer in the room.
I regret nothing.
The two of them had felt some cold, clammy hands placed upon them, and they were sucked and whisked away to somewhere else. Throughout this confusion, it appeared that Morganth had probably also been swiped in the process, which left our paladin and our fighter, Lalia and Aiden, kind of stranded in this room, trying to figure out what was going on. There was a little confusion, a little, not necessarily panic, but just some interesting problem solving, and began to take some swings at some of these statues, and after a couple hits, realizing they were able to be destroyed. There was a lot of them. They had a little bit of health to them, but once one was finally struck down and crumbled onto the ground, they watched as all of the pieces moved and reformed back and the place where the statue had started when they first entered the room. Though at this point they were able to identify that it no longer had a fiendish energy to it for the moment. It seemed like it needed some time to reset or become animate again. So they spent a little bit of time smashing some statues. It was probably a good stress relief for a moment. But eventually had caused all of the statues in the room to reset and wandered their way over to the box. Aiden headed to the box, I should say. Lalia went to check the door, realizing the door was in fact, in a way, locked. It had no keyhole, it had no handle. It just seemed like a flat back of a door. Didn't have any apparent way out, and upon pushing it, didn't budge. Aiden, opening the top chest, found a key that was warm. Kind of a weird key, though with conversing with Lalia, found that there was a warm spot on the doors. And upon holding the key up to that, it formed into a keyhole that you could put the key in, and then it opened the doors, which seemed to be on a timer as they opened and began to very slowly close again. The two of them began to wander their way out, then managed to remember that there was another chest in the room underneath of the small chest. The altar that it was on itself seemed to have some hinges. So they quickly ran back in to open that and found a larger blue crystal key that actually seemed to match the pictures on the wall, and kind of absconded with that, making it back out before the doors closed. Took some time to inspect it, realized it had some sort of aura to it. I think Identify was eventually cast, and it had some sort of protection against something known as crystalline fire. Not something anybody was familiar with at the time. So Aiden pocketed it in his bag of holding, and they made their way down a hallway full of statues on the sides, that each of them seemed to have a trap that was easy to dismantle or turn off, given that they had come from this side. Looks like each of the traps were set to prevent people from getting to the statue room, not away from the statue room. So they were able to quickly get back down the hallway and found themselves at the end of the hall, where there was a bunch of supplies and things gathered up, and that is where they met back up with Bink and Zanzidar, who, if we don't recall, had been teleported, found themselves in a room full of treasure that was phasing in and out of existence, or something of that nature, and upon inspection had found that there was a giant feline figure in the room with them that they disregarded at first, as it wasn't moving. And then it spoke, and they soon came to terms with the fact that this was a sphinx, who let them know that they and the room around them were in perpetual flux. It seemed like it was jumping between different planes of existence based on where the Sphinx wanted to be at that time. But they did, in fact, offer a way out for the duo here, and let them know if they were able to answer some riddles, they would show them the door. And they did, and they were offered the ability to leave, but also offered the ability to get some treasure if they wanted to go double or nothing. Obviously the nothing would be the Sphinx would eat them. But double was you get out and you get a treasure. Bink said yes and managed to solve the next riddle, and then the Sphinx said double or nothing again, and Bink said yes and managed to solve the next riddle, and then the Sphinx said double or nothing again, and Bink said yes, and managed to solve the next riddle. And then the Sphinx said double or nothing again, and Zanzidar said we should stop. So
It was a good thing he did it.
So you were showed the door, and you were offered the ability to either receive an artifact or receive some information. And the two of you elected to receive some information. So you were given what the Sphinx knew about the artifact that you guys were searching for down here. had just filled in maybe 1 or 2 boxes of the 3,000 that you're trying to figure out. But it's what she knew. And it seemed that this was a piece. It was a part of 3, probably formed some sort of weapon, it sounded like. It was hidden within the temple or the shrine to the dragon gods, which she mentioned was down here. I think you also had gathered that the ruin stone was some sort of ammunition for whatever this weapon was, and that's why it was needed. And then you guys stepped out, found yourselves in a chamber you had been through once before, and waddled your way back down the hallway, eventually regrouping with the others. And you guys started to set forth a little bit farther into this dungeon, just kind of taking the next closest path. There's still a couple rooms that you'd passed by, but decided this might be a good path because it might circle back to some places you had been as well. And saw some orcs working in an area that Bink had kind of described as an armory or an armor station, and decided to just go ahead and say fuck it and throw a fireball in there. Definitely got their attention. It seemed like one of the orcs decided to head deeper into the labyrinth. You gathered pretty quickly it was either to warn somebody or to some sort of response. You're not really sure what that means yet, but they took off deeper into the labyrinth while the rest came to defend the line and try and slow you guys down. Tried using some interesting tactics. They tried to get you to come close so they could activate a trap, which Zanzadar accidentally did but managed to avoid, so we're still not sure what those darts do. But you fought off a few of the orcs here in this area. One of the patrolling ogres had made their way over, and a second was on their way. But right at the end of the battle, all of the enemies having been slain, Aiden looked and saw the second ogre that was on their way seemed to have stopped, gotten some sort of word from somebody or something, and turned around and started walking away, just kind of muttering to himself. Something about defense time. Not really sure what that means either, but that left you here in this hallway relatively alone for the moment. And that is where we'll pick up. So, Morganth, you have found your way back. You would have heard the cluttering and the battling of your new companions up here in this area, having made your way in right at the end of combat. The rest of you kind of gathering your breath for a moment. A few of you were pretty beat up, but this is where you find yourselves. So I'll hand it over to you guys. What would you like to do?
Always getting into trouble. And leave me alone for a moment and you're all bloodied up.
Bloodied up? Where the heck were you?
Well, I can't say I've had this experience before, but whisked away somewhere. Not sure where. There was flowers, and then darkness, and then back to flowers again. It was quite confusing, really.
In a dungeon? How are there flowers?
Oh, you must be prepared for the unexpected, as it always seems to sneak up when you least expect it.
I like look down. There's just like a flower sprouting in between the cracks. Like,
God damn it! Well, you can help us with trying to get the rest of them. I mean, at least you're okay. I'm just gonna
heal myself up. You just see like some blood just spilling out a little bit. I'm at like 38 health, so I'm just gonna like healing word. Actually, let me see if I have any potions in the meantime while you guys do whatever. I'm gonna try to heal myself in the meantime.
Yep.
Oh yay! Potion of greater healing, greater, yeah. I'll use that.
Yeah, Bink is definitely leaking, but
You sure you don't need some help there? You seem to be losing quite a bit of blood for your size.
Have any healing stuff by chance?
To help with the bandages.
Lalia will walk by Bink and just pat him on the head and say, "Good show out there," and give you 35 points of healing with lay on hands.
There you go.
You see, like, majority of my wounds just heal up. You just see some bruises on me now.
Oh,
I mean, I still might as well take a potion of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still gonna do that.
Good call.
Okay, 4d4. 11 plus 4. Alrighty, woo! 15.
That was a greater though, right?
Yeah, that was a great. So,
So it
yeah,
should be
44
plus-
plus 4. So yeah, I
It
got
should be
11
plus 8,
plus
I think.
4.
Oh, it's +4. Okay. I thought the mod was bigger. Cool. So another 15 to yourself.
Alrighty. And then I'll use a regular potion of healing, because why not? 2d4 plus 2.
I'm get drunk off of healing potions.
Right?
Just
I just
like The Witcher.
I imagine it tastes like Robitussin or something, so it's just like sticky caramel syrup or candied syrup in your mouth over and over again.
Man, that's
Look.
like the stuff for Bink, you know? That's
It's
the
entirely
good stuff for Bink.
possible.
it's like, tastes like apples. It's red, so
Of
it gotta
course
be
it
apple.
does. You know what, Bink? I'm not so sure it tastes like apples so much as all you taste anymore is apples.
Everything's apples.
I take out my mug of endless chunky apple juice and I fill that up and I drink it.
There you go.
Apples.
Brandy for some, apples for others.
You want some?
It fills up again.
I see it kind of slosh in the mug.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
It almost looks more like applesauce.
Right?
I cannot be slowed down by fruits in my pursuit.
Oh, see yourself.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know how that gnome doesn't turn into a bowling ball.
I've been asking
What's
that
a
question
bowling
since
ball?
day one.
Oh, it's this thing we do in the arena. But we make this leather ball and roll it around. Try to knock people down, it's great.
Oh, I try it sometime.
You might
Use
become
a
the bowling
magical
ball.
hand. Oh, I don't want to know how that works.
It would be quite fun.
Maybe sometime. Maybe sometime.
Well, it's safe to say they know we're here now.
We gotta be vigilant.
I'm
I like-
surprised we haven't seen the orcs come running from that other room that they were sleeping in.
I'm sorry, who's the one that can understand orc?
Aiden.
Okay. So do we know that, did he interpret to us that they said defense or
I
something?
think they said it in common.
Yeah, the ogres
they
were
said-
speaking in common.
Okay, okay.
It was pretty bad common, but common.
Defense.
Defense. Defense time.
We'll just have to break through it.
That sounds very much not fashionable. Alright then.
This is very fashionable.
I was
I
gonna
don't
say
think you
like
understand the woes of fashion. She looks you up and down, blood
Nah.
covered and nicked in
Nah.
places.
No, I don't particularly care for it.
I can tell. As such, thou does not have proper opinions on the matter, so shush! Know when thy betters are speaking.
And you're my better how?
We just
Me
met
to know
you.
and you to find out.
We just met you. What do you mean you're better than us?
Not you, specifically him.
Well, apparently she's really good at reading people, so.
She enjoys barking up the wrong tree, but anyways.
Right then. Where did the scoundrels go off to?
I have a feeling we're going to find out soon.
Where'd the orc say?
Wait, ogre, my fault.
Where'd the ogre say defense from?
Aiden points down the hallway to the left.
Oh,
And if
I
you
don't
look on
think
the
I've been
left,
that
yeah,
far yet.
none of us
Alright,
have
then.
been.
I suppose this might be the time for some recon.
It seemed like the ogre was headed that way.
Wow. Look, he made a constellation.
Ooh.
I would like to activate my cloak and go stealth mode.
Okay.
And go see if I can find out what they're up to over there.
Okay. So you're gonna
Okay, so
head off down the
stealth.
eastern path?
Yep.
Alright.
Let me roll my stealth check.
So does that turn you invisible then?
No, I'm not invisible, but everybody has like disadvantage to trying to see me, and the stealth check's at 21.
Gotcha.
Got 2 6s. That's fine. Okay.
Yeah, it's advantage,
Ooh.
and I rolled the same thing twice. But I am
That
The
was a 6?
modifier
Oh my
is
God.
insane, yeah.
Yeah, plus 15 though.
thieves are very well. I'm not a thief. Rogues are very good at what they do. A thief is another subclass.
That sounds like
Yeah.
what a thief would say. No.
Stolen anything from you yet?
Alright. So you
Oh,
guys
jeez.
see Morganth
I
kind
checked my pockets.
You mean yet?
So you guys see Morganth kind of offer to take the lead. She steps around the corner here, and a couple of you have some following eyes. You see her physical appearance go past the corner, and then you crane your head a little bit to see, and she appears to be gone, hidden in the shadows ahead of you. She moves out to scout. Are the rest of you working on anything, or are you just gonna wait for her to report back, kind of hang here?
That's on her returning?
Bink is just gonna drink his chunky apple juice and just wait.
Well,
He did recon last time. He's just gonna sit back and relax until she gets back.
I guess we really don't know. I mean, from what we know of her, she's been captured once before. So she might even know more about this place than we do.
This is true. Although we've split, we found her twice in all of probably like an hour and a half, so I imagine we'll find her a third time if she doesn't make it back.
I'd actually like to go check the weapons that the orcs were working on or whatnot around the corner.
Oh, that room. Yeah, they were working on some stuff.
Ye of little faith.
So Zan, you're gonna slip around this way?
Yeah.
Lalia doesn't have a great track record with rogues.
I don't know what you mean.
Anything
I'm not a
for
rogue.
Aiden?
I'm a dashing debonair.
Alright.
Is everyone gonna go over to the weapons, or?
Zan is headed to the weapons.
Well, and I clearly let you guys know where I was going in case any of you heard battle or whatnot.
Mhm.
Bink will stay in the crossroads of the way. Just like in between here and the 2 rooms that they're going in between, because he can reach them with magic easily. So he'll just stay in between in case anyone needs help.
Lalia's gonna stay with Bink because she's a little worried about how reckless he was in the last fight, but...
Aiden probably would be staying put where he's at.
Okay. Alright, so let's go adventuring a little bit here. We'll follow our rogue for a bit, and then we'll jump back to Zanzibar here in a few. So, as you begin to head down the path in the way that Aiden had shown you that this ogre had gone, you find yourself at another intersection that does go east and then south, which then turns back west. You gather that the
Interesting.
ogre most likely still was headed this way, but you can tell me if you'd like to go a different direction.
I'll probably head towards where the ogre was, and about how high is the ceiling in this place at the moment?
It's kind of slanted. So on the inside of this circle here, it's only about maybe 15 feet at most. But then as it exits or gets farther away from this middle area, it goes up to about what you can see here. So it starts to progress from 15 to about 30 or 40 feet.
Ooh, okay. So I'm gonna sneak and look around the corner and see if I can see anything from there.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay. Can do that. Remember, if I'm rolling with advantage, I have to right-click shit. This one's not actually advantage, though. 18! Or 20. Not natural.
Nice. Okay. So from this point, you can see a couple of things. First, you see that this hallway continues on, and it looks like there's a left turn.
Okay.
You can also see what appears to be two sets of stairs heading up to doorways of some sort. From where you're at, you can't tell if the doors are open or closed at the moment. But with a 20, and given that this is a pretty much direct line of sight, you do see an ogre. I'll give you a little bit more here, because you could see the entrance to this passageway. You see an ogre. Seems to be standing in front of some sort of makeshift barricade, and you can see the heads of a few creatures behind it. I'm not sure how many, but it looks like there's a few orcs behind this makeshift barricade, but they don't seem to notice you, and they just seem to be kind of just readying, just holding.
Okay. Very interesting.
And I will say the ogre you see does not have a giant rock over his head. He has a crossbow the size of a tree.
Oh,
The rock is sometimes misleading on the character.
vampires beware!
Yeah.
Alright, so what I would like to do is I would like to cast Unseen Servant for my 1 per long rest.
Mm-hmm. So a little invisible guy
And-
pops up.
Tell it to go push orcs and try to avoid getting hit until a riot starts.
My God.
Okay, so you're just gonna send it in there to just kind of
I'm
be a
gonna try to
nuisance.
move a little bit closer to see what's going on, but yes, essentially I want to incite chaos by having it kind of shove people around and cause confusion.
Okay. So you get a little bit closer to try and see. You don't pick up much more other than there seems to be quite a few heads. As your servant kind of makes its way down the hall and steps into this area, you get the gist of where it's at. You see orcs and things being shoved, and it looks like they were already in the process of doing that anyways. So it seems like they're pretty... There's a few of them that are really keeping an eye to see if anything approaches the barricade, but you gather that there's already a bit of a brawl going on, and you are definitely adding to the chaos. So there's seems to be not necessarily coming to blows, but I would say the thing that you are kind of picking up is it seems like, what's the analogy? A bunch of sardines in a can. There's probably more bodies in this area than there should be, so there's already quite a bit of getting jostled around.
Got it. The other thing I'm going to attempt to do to disrupt defense is I am going to... I'd like to see if these doors to the right are open or what their state is as of current.
Okay, yeah, so getting a little bit closer to see, without having to make another check, you could probably get about in front of them and see that they are in fact closed at the moment. You don't see any markings or any symbolization, nothing that really says what's beyond, but they are closed.
Alrighty then. Voices, choices. How do I want to screw this? Screw with this. So they're all sardines in a can at the moment, right?
Yep, from what you can tell. At least this little chunk down here.
Alright. And you're saying the ceiling is getting higher at this point?
Can you see the lines here? You
I think I
can kind of follow that. So it gets high in this area, and then it goes back down.
Okay. Just trying to find where the stream went. Okay, there it is. Then I'd like to try getting some elevation a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then open my ever-smoking bottle kind of like over the congregation of sardines.
Okay, so once you get up to here, it's only about 15 feet or so, and the ogre takes up most of that space.
Kind of want to stand back a little bit. This bottle will make 60 feet worth of smoke.
Okay.
I just want to obscure the area and make it more problematic to be stuck in such a small space.
Alright, so you could probably get a little bit closer and floating up, kind of using the wall. You can aim it to start heading that way. I do need you to make another stealth check for me, though, as you
That I
are
can do.
getting pretty close to line of sight here.
Will a natural 20 plus 15 work for you?
Hey, look at that. Okay.
Yay! 35!
So I will say you kind of gather in one of these crevices up here, because it kind of meets at like a triangular point. You know, this whole hallway makes an interesting parallelogram, I guess, as you get to the top here and hide yourself in one of the corners to release your bottle. You see it kind of creeps down the hall and starts to head into that area, and you just hear more shouting, and it seems like people are getting angry. They don't seem to notice where it's coming from at the moment, though you do gather that getting much closer is there's not much left to hide behind.
Got it. Alright. So, for the time being, I'm going to use my earring of message to message. We'll say Aiden, because he's always fun to screw with.
Ah. See.
Messing with orc fortification at the moment. You might want to come see this. It's quite amusing.
Messing with it how? Oh wait, can I even respond? I forget how that item works.
It can cast message. So let me figure out what message was.
I think if it's message, I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
there
I can
is a
respond.
response.
Yeah, so message is 25 words. You can send it, and then
Send-
the receiver can reply.
Okay. Alright. Messing with the fortifications. How exactly?
Okay, so I have to use another one then.
Yep. You have to use another charge if
Alright.
you want to send it again.
It's okay. It's 1d4 a day, so I've
Mhm.
used 1 of 5. We'll use another one. Smoke and confusion. Quite fun. Might start launching a few projectiles in there, see what happens. We'll have
Alright.
to deal with it eventually anyway.
Alright. Who's still in the hallway with Aiden?
Lalia and Bink.
Aiden will turn to Lalia and say, "It seems our new companion has found an interesting position in causing chaos for orcs up ahead. I think I'll go ahead that direction, make sure she doesn't accidentally get herself in trouble. Do me a favor and stay with Bink and Zanzidar. I'll message you over the sending stone if something goes awry."
She gives you a nod as Michaela ran to the restroom real quick.
Damn it!
But I will communicate that.
Okay. And that Aiden will freaking head in the direction that he believes this very stealthy rogue went.
I will
He's
throw
in
you
it.
up here, and we'll come back to that scenario. So I'll jump over to Zan real quick. Zan, as you are making it in, do you remember where the traps were?
Oh,
Well, was it ground level that I saw him step on it?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'd probably just fly.
Okay.
must be nice.
I just know what you mean.
Must be nice.
So you float over the pressure plates. Make your way into this armory area. Make an investigation check.
Okay. Double 15s for 15.
Nice. So in this area, there seems to be a bunch of simple weapons. It looks like some things have been taken recently. Looks like quite a few of the things that were scattered on the tables have been roughed and moved. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot left here. You see some of the remnants of some forging materials and some like hammers, and there's some small anvils. It looks like, at least in this section, it was mostly simple weapons, maybe weapon repair. You're not seeing anything that really stands out to you at the moment. Nothing that's of immense quality or any particular magical nature either at the moment.
Right. Well, if there's nothing interesting, then I'd fly back to the group. Essentially, I was looking for if they were the ones engineering the trap here.
Gotcha. Yeah, okay. Because, yeah, the other thing you can see getting this close that I would give you, since there's plenty of light, is it does appear that there's a second area that also has these tables. You can see a door at the end of that hall. You can see a hallway here. And you could probably make out this doorway as well.
Well, am I hearing anything?
Not at the
Probably
moment.
check for listen before I jump, you know.
Sure. Go ahead and throw another perception out there.
Ha, 14.
Okay. Hearing, you're not really hearing anything. Nothing out of the ordinary. I will say one thing that you do notice, however, is that this door is open.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Would I... I'm not sure I would know the layout, right? Because that door technically leads towards where the orcs were sleeping in.
Actually, you technically know about it because I did relate everywhere where I did go, and I did
Yep.
go in there.
Yep, Binky let you know that circled around, and he had found the sleeping chambers once again, heading through that way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll investigate a little bit farther then.
Okay. So you sneak up a little bit more. Which way are you headed?
Check this room. See if I can find anything related to the traps or the pressure plates. They've got to be engineering it somehow.
Okay.
So,
Make another investigation check.
I've rolled doubles on, I think, every roll so far. It's a 3.
Okay. You're still not finding much. A bunch of simple weapons. Looks like things were turned over. Looks like some things were taken in haste. You at least gather that if if whoever was here had been warned to go take a defensive stand, it seems like they grabbed stuff and ran. So it's hard to really pinpoint anything at this moment. It's all kind of cluttered.
Alright. I think I'm gonna turn around and return to the group then.
Okay.
There's no real sense in going too far.
You got it. So Zam starts flying back to meet up with those guys. So let's grab Aiden real quick. As you make your way into this hallway, make a stealth check for me.
Well, it should be with advantage because there's smoke obscuring, maybe.
They would have disadvantage on perception. He doesn't have anything to give
that's
him
how it
advantage on
works.
stealth.
Yeah, he's not any sneakier, it's just harder for them to see.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Nope, we might have lost him though. Oh no, he's back. Okay. Okay. Morganth, you hear the clanking of plate mail coming up the hallway behind you. You quickly turn to see Aiden doing his best to stealth, you imagine. You quickly look back towards the ogre, whose head is just barely popping over the smoke. Hasn't quite filled up to his head yet. Seems to be a little more interested in what's going on at his waist than what's going on down the hallway. But you're not really sure how long that's gonna last if this fighter keeps making all that noise.
Oh boy. That's why I'm supposed to do these things. Anyhow. Okay, there we go. There's my mouse. I've got my smoke going. Noise-wise, are things getting a little bit more chaotic there?
Yeah, you're hearing some cussing, some more shoving. Make a perception check for me as
Okay.
you've waited a minute for Aiden to catch up.
26.
Okay. You can't quite make out the words because there's quite a bit of hassle, quite a bit of struggling down there. But after a few moments of this chaos and confusion that you have certainly caused, you hear a deeper, resounding voice calling, and you hear the clutter start to calm down. Sounds like somebody in control has probably stepped in.
There's somebody behind there.
Yeah, it was definitely a voice you can't see, and it sounded pretty commanding.
Oh. And I didn't end up hearing anything over the sending stone originally, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And my chaos causing has been stifled. I have to get this fighter away before he blows my cover. So I am going to start to recede a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Put a stopper back in my bottle.
The fighter can't see right now.
Yeah. I get close to him, poke him in the back, and then keep moving.
You got it.
Stop making a holy racket.
So I will say, Aiden, the one thing that you did get a glimpse of, you did see the head of an ogre popping over a large smoke cloud, and some smaller heads and movement around his waist that seemed to cease not too long after you got here. And then you feel a little poke from your new tiefling friend as she is wandering past you.
What, did the chaos end too soon?
Barely. others who are quieter than you.
Hey, I don't know what you expect of me.
Maybe to not try to follow after?
You told me to come here.
I told you to come see, not attempt to raise a racket for everyone to know. You can see with your eyes, believe it or not.
Sounds like you need to be more descriptive.
Sounds like that helmet needs more slits.
So,
Yes.
are you guys hanging out up here, or are you headed back to the group as well?
Back. My plan didn't work, and he won't be quiet, so it's more likely they'll run after us.
I mean, the only way he's gonna be quiet is if you tell him to stop moving in general.
And shut up? Oh, I wish that would work.
Alright. So you guys start meandering back this way. I think that gets everybody back together at this point, as Zan has returned. As you guys step around the hallway, you see that Zan is also coming back around the same time. Lolly and Bink, you see both parties have now kind of walked back in on you guys as you're
I
relaxing.
spy with my little eye something brown.
You don't have to be that harsh on him.
You don't even know what I'm talking about. You're not playing the game, you are reconning. Bink, what do you think I'm guessing? It is
Is it a
brown.
piece of junk on the floor over there?
Ah, dang it,
God.
you got it. Alright, your turn now.
How long has it been?
Probably about 10 minutes or so, 15 at the most.
Okay. How do people feel about potentially taking a short rest? Seeing as how a good chunk of the hallways ahead are pretty much clear, and we'd be able to hear anyone coming from any angle.
We might not get through it. Depends on how long they're.
Well, we've
depends
gone. We've technically gone 15 minutes without any strenuous activity. We would need to go another 45 without doing anything.
They're pretty squished over there. That amount of orcs will only stay put for so long. Yeah, there does seem something behind them, making them more, what's the word? Organized than usual. Ruined my plan. I was sad.
I mean, we can try and rest here. I'm down for it.
Bink and I can show you our game. It's pretty simple.
I gathered that much. Lots of games are meant to waste idle time to begin with.
But yes, out of character, I'm fine with trying a short rest.
Everybody make a perception check for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reception.
For performance, you know.
Do I
Close
get
enough.
advantage since I'm
21.
playing
Hey!
I Spy?
Okay. Did I get one from Zan?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need to. Once we get to a short rest. Okay.
Oh.
Zan, you're
Wow!
at least you had the advantage there.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Oh man. So as you guys are sitting here settling in and kind of talking about a short rest, you do perceive and also partially remember that you are in the middle of a guard route, and you do hear footsteps coming from the south. They're far away, you don't see any bodies, but you do recognize that there are and you are, this perception, this hearing what's going on, you gather that while there are quite a bit of forces amassed to the east, there do seem to still be creatures and things to the south that have not heeded this call, and you are gathering that you might still be in the path of somebody from that section taking a watch or a guard.
Oh boy.
Perhaps we return to that room where Morganth came from. It would not be unusual for there to be a little bit of noise from that space, and there was no one coming and going from there.
Most of the villagers were rather quiet, drowning in their own despair, that kind of thing. Quite put a damper on things.
What? Sad?
Suppose we can go if we must. I'm feeling just fine.
I mean, how many are there? How many footsteps are there?
You had a good perception. At the moment, it sounds like one set of ogre. You gather that the
We can
ogres
take 'em.
are kind of the wandering guard here.
I think we can take him. One less ogre, one less problem. And plus it's just him.
Mind adding an ogre to my retinue? Sounds like fun.
I mean, we're gonna stop this army. I mean, we gotta stop him, you know?
You don't see him. You don't know where he's at. You just know he's somewhere to the south.
Okay.
So you would probably have to go find him. So what's the consensus? Are we stepping back to short rest? Or are we running to find a wandering ogre?
Oh wait, there's a short rest. Let me check something here. Yeah, wait, hold up. There's a short rest. Let me check something. La 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 la.
Check with Aiden here. How you feeling?
I mean, a short rest sounds splendid. Sounds awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
hard.
we're gonna backtrack.
Okay. Alright. So you guys kind of backtrack a little bit. Sounded like maybe to the breakfast nook, somewhere in this area.
I'd been thinking the room that led to the
It was-
room with the statues, but was not
Yeah,
the
they-
room. Yeah.
This one?
Yep.
Yeah, the room with the villagers.
Okay.
Although we moved the villagers to the kobolds. so-
Yep.
Well, they were originally in. I mean,
Right. I hope they're
I am
still
back.
alive.
Okay. So you guys wander your way into here. You can shut the doors easily enough and begin to kind of settle down. There's some food, some things like that that you can grab, some provisions. So I'll go ahead and give you guys a short rest, and let's take a pee break while we're at it. That way you guys can have a minute to roll your dice and think about what you want to work on next.
Alrighty.
have all reconvened in the storage / previous prison chamber for some commoners and Morganth. You have pillaged a little bit of what's in here. There was some food that was edible for you guys, and just taking the time to short rest for a bit here, about another half an hour, 40 minutes or so from your scouting expeditions. Zan has received the Staff of Healing from Lalia, and you guys have completed a short rest. If there was anything else you wanted to do during the short rest, any conversations or anything like that, feel free to have that, or let me know when you're ready to move on.
Does anyone happen to have anything sort of explosive?
I mean, yeah, I can throw fireballs.
I was more thinking like a physical item. That's all well and good, but
I used to have one, but I chucked it at something.
that's unfortunate to hear. Big Bang would be quite useful at the moment.
He really did too. He had a grenade.
Quite literally, it was it's a grenade with like multiple elements, and it had like was it like a 12d12 or something damage? I think.
Yeah.
Or 12d8
Holy crap.
thing. It was, yeah, and then on top of that, separate elemental damages that stacked on it. It was a mega grenade. And if I use Dimension Door, it sets off, so I could not use Dimension Door for like that whole duration. And that was a couple of sessions.
I gotta try to find it eventually, but
It was
what I want
crafted
to do
by.
is make a like a bomb of explosive ball bearings. I think that would be great.
This magical device was crafted by dwarves. It was the most powerful item I've ever seen in my life.
The Nomengrad
fair.
grenade.
In my case, I'll make like 5 or 6 of them because they're not as crazy, but ball bearings everywhere make life difficult for large armies on foot.
Like, oh my feet, what's wrong?
Everywhere.
My
I
feet
just
are
have ball
hurting
bearings at the
me.
moment, so I was hoping. Or exploding caltrops, that would also be fun.
Ooh.
Explosions.
Oh boy.
I'll have to go find some gunpowder or something like that later. Explosive powder.
Hey guys, look, we got apples in here.
Yep.
Aren't you have that mug of chunkiness already?
Yeah, but it's nice to taste different. Apples. They're pretty good. So what's your plan, guys?
I say fight the defensive. Head on.
I was thinking the same thing. What do you guys think?
Sounds good.
You
Those,
sounded so unsure there, buddy. You good?
well, I guess the ogres didn't give us too much trouble last time.
That's a spirit, Aiden.
Not Aiden talking, that's Xandar talking.
I hate myself so much. I'm in Zanzibar.
Did you eat some mushrooms while we were resting, or
Right.
what?
There's something in this apple, man. Ugh.
The apples would cause something eventually. Didn't know it'd happen so early.
Apples
So
can
that's
make
sure.
magical things happen. One of them, hallucinations.
For a thing your size, I'm not surprised. It's not even liquor yet. You better stay away from that stuff.
I
That'll
mean,
really
it's basically
mess
like
up.
liquor for me. I get woozy from it after having like 50 drinks.
50 drink.
50
That
drinks.
might just be your stomach disagreeing with you.
Oh, that's
Maybe.
why I'm on the toilet like sometimes every day.
Things just like putting puzzle pieces together.
That's one of the worst diets I've ever seen. Even the gladiators don't tend to get that bad.
Well, I'm good
Very-
now, so...
I can sense a rumbling of some sort coming, so I slowly move to the other side of the room from Bink.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Ooh, Kenobi.
Everybody gives him a bit of a berth.
So who's ready to take this ogre down?
Well, let's check in with Aiden. How you feeling?
Unsure of how to proceed.
Nah.
Alright.
I give you an idea. All you have to do is follow it.
I mean, we're not here to just sit around. I mean, we're here to stop an invasion.
Considering the fact that you have rather large magical explosive abilities, they were all kind of squished like sardines in a can into a corner. Be fun to blow some things up in their direction.
I haven't even used my high tier spells yet. I only use my... Not even, mostly just medium spells.
Well, what are you waiting for? You have them,
What?
use them.
Well, they have a leader. I gotta use most of them on him.
I guarantee you your big explosive explodey things are not going to be needed for the one big guy.
We're able to spot him by chance.
I did not see him necessarily, but there was definitely a loud person calming these orcs in the back. I didn't see him.
Maybe it's their mother. Mothers are coming.
It was a rather deep voice. Now, I may make no assumptions about orcs or halflings in that matter, but I thought only dwarf women had beards.
While you're thinking about it, Morganth, make a either history or straight intelligence check.
Okay. It's gonna be a +1 either way. History!
Okay.
11.
Okay, yeah, it was probably an orc.
Okay. Been around orcs a little bit, didn't necessarily know, exactly how their heritage goes.
Yeah, the voice was a little weird. You know, that orc has probably been like doing some voice training or something. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Aiden, are you interested in, what is making you think about not going towards the big group of them? Is there another part you want to check out first? Are you feeling mixed feelings about attacking them head on?
More so that than anything else. Attacking head on into a barricade designed to keep us at bay gonna do more harm than good than we'd like to think. If we really plan on assaulting this barricade, as you all seem so inclined to do so, I'd rather figure something out before we go straight in.
Something for a barricade.
Especially for you and me, Lalia, considering our ranged options are limited. So we're gonna have to get up in front. That's gonna provide an issue for us.
Speak for yourself, as her fingers crackle with purple energy. But I see what you mean.
You can do that too. Crackle a little bit, but that one's red.
Nice.
I think heard about them a little bit. I think they're called warlocks or something.
Or something.
Something.
Never really knew. As for me, I can't say I exactly have a patron or anything. It just sometimes when you're born half demon, things happen. That's all I'm willing to say.
What, like witch hunts?
No, but in a couple of those, they're kind of funny. But no, They usually give up when I start flying. Most humans can't really beat
okay.
that. They sure like their pitchforks, though.
Pitchforks. Oh God.
It's not as scary as you think.
Have you
Yeah.
fought with a pitchfork before, Aiden?
It's essentially a trident, just weaker. Anyway, how are we going to do this? I'm getting impatient. There's battle, glory to be had.
Well, checking in with Aiden here. He's kind of the proprietor. Is there some information I can answer for you? Something that you as a player are looking for that you could help you make a call?
I'm just open to suggestions on strategy. I'm not going in just straight in to a freaking defensive barricade without some sort of pre-planning.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out what all we have available to make things easier on the people who ain't range inclined. Otherwise, the fighter and maybe the paladin, depending on how much range options he has, they're gonna have some trouble
Well,
Mm-hmm.
trying to get close and personal.
Mm-hmm.
we could always try and draw them out, but feel like they won't fall for the same tactic twice since we already used that one.
And if it's a true defensive barrier, they're even less likely to leave it, if that makes sense.
I mean, we saw an ogre with a freaking crossbow sitting right at the barricade, so they're not going to be inclined to leave.
We know... Well, so there's a few things. We know that the dungeon down here curves in the opposite direction than what we've currently explored. There's a possibility we could find the space they're in from the opposite side. And depending on how much chaos we've caused from here, we might be able to do some sneaking up on from an angle they aren't expecting. That would involve a lot more recon and exploring. But it might give us an opportunity to find something that's better laid out.
You know?
I'll try that. There's still a lot of the area we haven't explored, and we're going straight in when we haven't explored for most of the areas. Doesn't sit right with me.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a few rooms you've passed by too. So
And they had a clear vision towards the steps and the doorway, right? That Morganth went past.
the double doors?
Yeah.
They did. It was still dark though. So you gather, at least from Morgath's experience, she was able to get to the doors fairly easily, but going much farther than that put her within the general, 60-foot line of sight in dim light that ogres have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious if we were able to get in those doors and they didn't want us there, would they come running?
Mm.
Well, didn't take them to be the smartest chaps. Then again, there's that weird voice in the back that was giving them orders.
What exactly did this voice sound like?
Kind of deep, commanding, annoying. Wasn't sure and didn't see the guy.
It may also be worth remembering our purpose down here. On the one hand, Aiden, We want to be able to help you seek vengeance or whatever it is you want to call it on your kingdom, but we are also here looking for an item. It's likely that maybe they are protecting it, but maybe not. Maybe they also have not discovered it. That's what our little window is.
It would be terrible if the Sphinx had it.
Yeah. Why do you say that?
Because we couldn't necessarily pick up anything there. We could see it all. Granted, I wasn't looking around very much. But as soon as we picked it up, it was back on the ground.
Interesting. She didn't, like, offer you anything, did she?
Yes.
Oh,
But
good grief.
that required life and death situations that I don't want to go back to.
Oh god.
Alright. I didn't mean to, like, give you a trauma response. Goodness gracious.
Like cowardice to me.
You want to try it? Go ahead.
Sphinx?
Was that a question
met
for
one
me? I
before.
didn't catch that. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Was that a question for me, or were you talking to the group?
Was the character.
Oh, okay.
I didn't catch it either. What'd you say?
What's a sphinx?
It's this giant, like, statue-looking thing that when we were in the room. Well, it kind of looked like a cat, right? But you couldn't actually hit it because it wasn't really there, but it could hit you because it was there.
Zanzibar,
It was
have you...
not there, but it wasn't there at the
Chunky
same
apple
time.
juice?
I was just going to ask the same question. Have you also been drinking the apple juice?
I don't think he's had any.
No. I mean, if you really want to tell if I'm lying or not, we could always go back to that room with the statues.
Hey, now that I think about it, wasn't the room right next to the ogre boss thing?
Yeah. It was room adjacent.
Yeah, on a character, I think I'm gonna have us recon. If anyone has any opposition to that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good with that.
Makes sense to me.
Flex.
Something I'm good at anyway.
Alright. Well, do you know where you want to look? You want me to show you where you haven't been?
Or if you showed us when we haven't been, because there's a lot of fucking groups here, and I'm pretty sure I don't remember.
Sure thing. So, starting at the beginning, this was your room full of kobolds.
That's a lot of fucking kobolds, Jesus Christ.
Yep. You have not gone. Let me orient it north here. You have not gone south away from the kobold room. You guys went north. You saw this room here that had a bunch of sleeping orcs in it. You made your way to the breakfast chamber. You checked out this room. You've seen the angel room. You've seen the boss man's room. This is where the Sphinx was attached. You have not walked through this door, which was also in the breakfast room. You came down this way. You've seen this hallway. All of this connected. You have seen where the armories connected to this sleeping house, or sleeping room. You have not been through the door out of the sleeping room that went east. You have seen a door here that you have not gone through, which is past the armories. You have seen these double doors here, which you have not gone into, and you have seen that the pathway here continues on. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doorways you haven't been through, and 1/2 passages you have not explored. But yeah, you are here. The closest thing is this door from the breakfast nook.
I say let's start there first.
Are we all going together?
Recommend that. Not all of you are the most quiet people in the world.
Yes.
Especially Mr. Clank and Plate.
Alright. We can at least take y'all out of here.
Can you?
Yeah,
Can you?
eventually.
Oh, I'm on the table. This is worse than stairs.
Alright. So, back in the breakfast room, you know that there's a doorway here you've not explored. It sounded like that's where you wanted to head first, so are you all walking in there, or are you sending somebody in?
Do a little bit of recon again, that is not an issue. Believe it or not, most people are surprised I have a quiet mode.
Okay.
But I can do some sneaking around. It sounds like fun. And I have ways to let you know if something is up.
Alright. Aiden, is that what we're doing? Sending the rogue in?
Eh.
I heard a quack. Was that an okay? Or
I said a yes. What?
oh, okay, I heard ah.
I heard a whack. Too.
Yeah. All right. I guess we're quacking now.
Guess so.
Okay. So you turn and look at the doorway and head on over. I will tell you, the first check is easy enough. It does not appear to be locked.
Got it. And I'm making a stealth check.
It depends. Do you want to just kick open the door, or are you trying to go quietly into it?
I'm gonna quietly go into it, and I look back to everyone. Go duck behind a table or something. Out of view.
Pretty easy, considering the tables are about 10 feet high.
Oh, damn. They're higher than I thought.
They're ogre sized.
Yes, I'm
They're
going
actually
to,
2 tables on top of each other.
sneakily slink, so I'm going to roll my stealth check
Mm-hmm.
with another natural 20,
Nice.
apparently.
Well,
35.
you feel fairly covered as you open this door and step in. Very quietly, you find yourselves in what appears to be an ogre-sized bedchamber. There are some giant sleeping bags, just a bunch of barrels and junk and stuff shoved in corners. The bricks in this room, or like the wall in this room, seems to be the most intact. You can see very detailed lines. So it seems like a nice area. Make a perception check for me.
Will do. Natural 1.
Okay.
Oof.
11.
Yeah, you're not picking up anything else at the moment. It's a bedroom.
Okay. Well, this is a bust. I yell back to the other room. It's just a bedroom. I want to go look for items, though.
Okay, you're gonna scavenge around in here for items?
Yeah.
Okay. She hollers that back. The rest of you can do with that information what you want. But as you run, you see her disappear into the room. You can go ahead and make an investigation check, and I'll check with everybody else. So you hear this shout that it's a room, a bedroom.
Okay, that's bullshit.
No!
I can tell because the dice doesn't even roll on D&D Beyond 2.
This is the next stage of its glitches, right? Is that all you get are crits. Positive and negative.
Right.
Guess so.
All right. The rest of you, are you hanging out here? Anybody else going in?
We'll go in.
Okay. Bink, you go join her.
What'd you find?
Morganth, you have successfully found some soiled clothing, some half-eaten somethings, maybe pig, turkey, you're not sure. A pile of, or a plate of beans that's been there for way too long. You know, just general ogre stuff.
Ugh.
Bink, you can make a perception check entering this new area.
Perception. Alrighty. 17.
Okay. As you kind of step in, Bink, your feet, as you take steps on these stones in here, they seem to echo. You haven't had much echoing because a lot of the other rooms had like dirt ceilings or some compact earthen features to it. This room seems to be entirely encased in this rock, and you can hear your feet echoing for the first time, but something's off about it.
I hear clunk, 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 clunk.
What the? Do you hear that?
Can we hear that from out here, or is that just...
From out here, no, you guys wouldn't hear that. It's not loud. It's just something's different. Something's weird into Bink's perception. But when he shouts that out, you don't hear anything particular.
I'm gonna go inside after if I hear him shout.
Sure.
What are you talking about, Bink?
I hear echoing every time I step.
And where exactly is he stepping?
No, right here, look!
I start tapping my feet. Do I still hear the echoing of my, like,
Yeah.
if I, okay.
Do you hear that?
And is that from what Tail Spiral looks like? One of the beds for the orcs? Or are these
It's
the
just
orc
kind of the
builders?
rock in general. Doesn't really matter where he's at. You also hear your footsteps echoing. If you're trying to think about what Bink is presenting, you can make a perception check.
Whoa, it's my first time hearing an echo.
That's a 25.
Hey, look at that. It takes you a second. You're not really sure what Bink means. But as you step into the room and your plate mail boots make some clicking on the stone underneath of you, you begin to catch it as well. You hear echoing, and it's not necessarily that the timbre, the pitch, or the tone of the echo is what's throwing you off, but you hear the echo continue on as if there's more to this space.
Any of this, like... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, you hear the echo continue more to the east than you think it should.
Can I start investigating the area to the east then? Seeing if there is perhaps some sort of loose stone here?
Sure.
I'm gonna like investigate with him and like start like checking the wall, like move the barrel, check the wall, see what's happening. Like I'm also hearing. Wait, no, he hears it more actually. So.
Okay.
I don't think I would realize this.
You can each make an investigation, or one of you can make it with advantage.
What's your investigation mod?
I got +7.
Okay,
Things in this slop.
You want me to do it?
yeah, you can try. I have a Battle Master maneuver, but my investigation mod's only +2.
Okay. And I got a 13. God damn it.
At least you got rid of a nat 1.
Jeez.
Yeah, that was a now.
It's not too hard though, as you guys have at least made your way over to the right area. Bink, you're placing your hands, kind of trying to feel what's going on. As you set your hand on this eastern wall, it almost seems like your fingers phase through like a centimeter before you actually touch wall.
What the hell?
Huh.
You see this?
Yeah, you see my hand like slightly go like a centimeter in the wall and then stop.
Looks like some kind of illusion.
Is it like there's like a slight type of like thing in the way, or like, I mean, like, can I like try to put my body through this random thing?
You want to try and like step through it?
I mean, I put both hands in front and see if there's like nothing more, and like try to go through.
Yeah, both of your hands kind of sink about a centimeter into the wall, but then you feel something solid is there.
I'll have Aiden put his hand through the wall. What kind of material does it feel like past this? What I'm assuming is an illusion.
Yeah, still feels like stone.
What?
Bink is gonna get a running head start, and he's gonna drop kick this.
Okay,
Oh dear.
roll a d6.
Oh dear.
Five.
Okay, you sprain your ankle and take 5 points of damage as you drop kick a stone wall.
God damn it.
Totally worth it.
What's going on in there?
Don't take the wall!
Found an illusionary wall. Well, however, the wall behind it is still very much made of stone. Bink.
Well, I mean, you're the magic expert. You should be able to figure this out.
I'll punch you, Zan.
Bink is just gonna. Okay, oh god dang it! My
Okay.
character. As I'm just about to click something, my sheet went down.
Oh.
Can I? So as you said, only a centimeter.
Can I just use?
Jeez, that's.
Can I just use
Why not?
dispel magic?
You can.
Or wait, actually, not dispel. Wait, should I use that, guys?
Well, I'm only guessing that it's an illusion. I'm not certain.
I'm
I mean,
very
okay.
confused about what they're talking about, but I want to try to stare at this wall really hard.
Yep,
Currently,
looks like a wall.
currently walking in now to see what Aiden's going to do about the wall.
I'll follow Zan.
This should be interesting.
If I could stick my hand a centimeter through the wall, I want to see what else I can feel besides stone. If there's anything behind. This illusion's here for a reason somewhere.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Lalia, can I switch places with you in case this goes to the Sphinx chamber? I want to have a way out.
Alright,
Sure,
I'm gonna
that's
use tactical assessment as well. Oh, sick. That makes it a 26.
Okay.
Nice.
It's stone, it's stone, it's stone. You're feeling more stone, then you feel a little bit of metal, and then you feel a handle.
Oh.
I'm gonna pull on the handle.
It doesn't budge.
I'm gonna push on the handle.
It doesn't budge.
Aiden,
Can
what
I,
are you doing?
Can the handle be turned or flipped or anything of that nature? Does it feel like a lever?
I don't know. You can't see it. Tell me what you want to do. You have your hand on some sort of handle. You have pushed it. You have pulled it. It has done nothing. Are you going
Bop it.
to try and twist it or bop it?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Twist
try to twist it.
Okay. So all of you kind of see Aiden put his hand on the wall and then just start pushing and pulling and twisting and yanking. You're not really sure what's going on, but it doesn't twist.
He's like, ah!
There's a fucking handle here. Damn it.
See his arm just like wiggling around, trying all these things. He's like, what is he doing?
There's a handle right here.
You been drinking Big's apple juice too?
Then I will fucking kick you.
I think that'll work. I drop kicked the wall and it didn't work.
Do you need some help there?
You stay out of this.
I'm already in this.
Ah, and it's back up. Okay. Let
Nice.
me just apply 5 damage.
What does the handle feel? I don't know why I'm gonna ask that question. It's a fucking handle.
It's a
I don't
handle.
know if the handle goes to a door or a fucking whatever.
Bink is gonna use Dispel Magic 3rd level on this wall.
Okay. As you cast your 3rd level Dispel Magic, Bink, you guys watch as the facade of this wall goes away, and instead you see recessed there a door, which I'm gonna have to go find. Because I thought I placed it there, but I did not.
Where's my handle?
Boom. You see, it looks exactly like the wall did before, except there's a door that was hidden by some sort of illusion magic. As you all now see that Aiden is in fact yanking on a handle and not invisible something.
So the insanity hasn't set in quite yet.
I would not be so confident on that.
Opening it now. Maybe if I dispelled it, maybe it might open now.
Seen worse.
Aiden still has a hand on the handle, so
Okay.
still trying to figure out if it's opening or closing.
You push it, you pull it, it doesn't budge.
Is there a fucking keyhole?
There sure is.
You doing alright over there, Aiden? You good?
It's fucking locked.
What?
Are you sure
Oh,
you don't
wait!
need my
Maybe,
help?
maybe we have to go to the ogre's body. Maybe he has. the key.
Or maybe have the rogue here use her specialities to get this door open.
Oh, no, no. You don't mean these, do you? Pulls out her entire kit of thieves' tools.
Oh my god.
No, no, of course not.
Well, out of the way, metal man.
Aiden gives the door a fucking kick for good measure.
How hard are you kicking it?
Not very hard.
Okay.
Noise.
You don't want to drop kick it.
I don't want to drop kick it. That does not feel good landing on your ass in full plate mail.
Alright.
You don't lay on your ass on leather either.
Right, so much master at work.
So
So
more.
I'm assuming this is a sleight of hand check.
It sure is.
With advantage because I'm using the kit, I believe. I think that's how it works.
What gives you advantage?
The thieves' tools, because I'm
Mm.
proficient.
I think
would-
it just allows you to use your proficiency bonus.
Yeah, it would allow you to use. It doesn't give advantage.
It uses proficiency bonus, and my proficiency bonus
Yep.
is okay. So it's a +10.
Yep.
Got it. It'll only show up as a +5, so.
That's fine. We'll just add 5 more.
Yup. That would be a 26.
Okay. You start fumbling with this lock, and you feel some of the tumblers start to move. You're getting most of the way through, and then right towards the end, it feels like you're about to lose it. And with the 26 just squeaking by, you manage to hit the last tumbler. And you hear the click. So you feel you have unlocked it.
No door will best me.
You just
We're
see
good.
Bing. You just see Bing clapping in amazement. You never seen anyone actually picklock anything.
I'm gonna stick my tools back in and open this door.
Okay. Nope. So you open the door. You see before you. Oops, wrong box. Oh my goodness, come on, you stupid thing. You see a chamber that seems to be covered in some sort of dark material vines. They almost look like flesh, like veins. And at the very back, you can just make out with your dark vision looks like an altar of some sort with a skeletal body laying on top.
Something rather sacrificial? Question mark?
Doesn't look good.
I'm gonna take out my rapier and start poking the ground to see if it has any response.
Okay.
'Cause it looks kind of weird.
It wiggles.
Oh.
Interesting. Alright then. Well, no time like the present.
Bink
I'm
uses
gonna wander in.
Bink uses just before she does that. Bink say
Hold on one sec.
he uses detect magic level 1.
Okay. Yeah, the room ahead of you is flourishing with magic.
On
I
the
don't think you should step on that stuff.
What kind of magic, DM?
But why not?
Oh yeah, what type of magic? Am I able to know that much?
I think detect magic allows you to know that.
Let me see.
Yep,
Detect
I'll get to you
magic.
in just a second.
Yeah.
Lalia, you had an action?
no, you can finish this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can learn school magic. Yep.
Yeah, the school magic you're gathering right now is necromancy.
Oh god.
Yeah, I don't think you should step on that. That's necromancy type of stuff. Hoodoo voodoo stuffy.
Just
Hearing
Carlos Rex.
Maybe you should fly over it. I don't think you should step on that stuff if you're gonna go in there.
Alright, how high is the ceiling?
Okay, I'll grab you in a second. I heard Lalia and Zan had something to say.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
divine sense.
Okay. And
Did- Celestial fiend undead 60 feet behind not total cover. She's looking into this room.
oh yeah, fiendish undead right at the top of that altar.
Coming from like the skeletal form.
Oh yeah.
Guys, I don't think that skeleton is dead for the record.
And Zan,
Wait.
you had something too?
I would just like to keep our rogue now in line of sight.
Okay.
Oh, then we have to kill it.
All right, I like her. No. Zydan is
multiple
up
ways to do
and
that.
ready, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as possible, Lolly is going to start keeping everybody within 10 feet of her.
Mm-hmm. All right. Cool.
So, will you permit me to poke it?
You're really gonna want to wander in there and poke that?
Or no, I
Whatever
have
it
other
is.
ways of poking things too. As
Such
she
as?
lifts her left hand and it starts to crackle with a reddish energy.
I'm about to say if you
If you're gonna touch it, I would say touch it with like a fireball or something. Don't physically touch him.
Wouldn't recommend doing that in a room that small. Might just collapse it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather do that than go in there.
Alright, enough waiting. I would like to cast Eldritch Bolt and level it at whatever this thing is on the altar. Did I
Eldritch
say
Bolt.
Eldritch Bolt?
Yeah.
Eldritch Blast.
he said Eldritch Bolt.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm like never heard of that before.
Oh crap! I forgot about the reliable talent thing. That would have gotten rid of one of my natural ones because I could just make it treated as a 10. Oh, okay. Well, future knowledge.
Knowledge.
I'm gonna
Ouch.
cast Eldritch Blast at this thing.
Okay. Give me just a second here. Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Okay.
Wouldn't it technically be with disadvantage?
Yeah, if it's prone.
Yes, it is prone. It is-
But you do get 3 bolts at your level, I think. Or 2.
I do.
3.
It is 3 at level 11. So, yup. I'm just gonna make 3 attacks, and it's with disadvantage. First one's a 16.
Okay, that'll hit.
Cool. No, that's the wrong. Ignore that. I pressed the wrong thing.
I'm throwing my rapier.
Oh, that was a max damage roll too. That's sad.
Okay. That's 2.
Oh. Can you take the max roll? That's fine.
It's a different die. I
Yeah.
can do that. That's 15.
That'll hit.
That's 3.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
And then my last roll. That's a 14.
Right in
Wow.
order.
That'll just hit.
That's a pat.
Okay.
I see a pattern here.
That's a 1.
Okay.
What the fuck?
I don't know, man.
So you shoot out these 3 Eldritch blasts at this thing laying on the tire or on this altar, and you watch as all of your blasts kind of spread out and converge on this one body, and you do see that it makes contact. But as it does, you see this purple energy field spread out from its body, and it seems that the creature itself took no damage.
Well, that's annoying. I'm going to proceed to take the dodge action as my bonus action, which is something I can do, I think.
Cool. I would like you
no,
to.
I don't think it is. I think it's hide, disengage, and dash.
Is it hide, disengage, and dash?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, you're right. Got it.
But
Well,
Morganth, I would like you
oh crap.
to make me a charisma saving throw.
You have. Is this a spell?
Yes.
You have advantage and +5.
I'll take it. Wow, 15.
Okay.
Wee.
As you watch this and you see your blasts make contact, you suddenly, like before you're like, all right, it's time to get out of here. So you turn to head back into the chamber with all of these sleeping bags. And instead, you see that you're in a forest. The rest of you watch as Morganth disappears before your eyes.
Hey.
She has been banished.
dear.
She's been banished.
Oh. Oh dear.
Womp.
So, I appreciate the advantage, but I rolled a 5 and a 5.
Ooh.
So,
No.
Oh. Well.
The rest of you
I
also
myself
see.
down quickly, being like, did I miss anything? What just happened?
You are now standing in a forest.
Would I be able
Do I
to
have
tell
me
what
and my things?
Yes.
spell that was?
Okay. Sigh of relief. At least I have my shit.
What was your question, Zan?
Could I tell what spell that was? Because I have it.
That was a banishment. She has been banished.
Oh my.
It's okay. She was just banished. All we have to do is wait a minute.
Oh no.
And you see as this creature on the dais stands up and looks at you all.
Why, oh, why did she have to poke it?
He
I
just-
just love that. We just have to wait a minute and she'll be back.
Oh!
Yeah,
don't
we're
think
gonna
I-
fight this thing. I think.
I don't know if banish. I think banishment makes the creature stay there if it's held for the full minute.
If she's not from our plane, it's true.
Oh, shoot.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
she's
another plane. She's from this plane, so she'll
No,
come
she's
back.
not.
No, she's not.
What?
She just got banished.
What?
She just got banished to a different plane, the plane that she originated from.
Oh, that's how it works. Oh, that's how it does work. I totally forgot. I'm like, wait a second. If they're from this plane, they come back within a minute. If they're from another one, they stay there. I'm pretty sure, right? Is that how it works?
Mm-hmm.
The target is native to a different plane of existence than the one you are on. The target is banished, returning to its home plane.
Oh my god.
Wait a minute.
Until
I'm not
this,
like banished into something. I'm banished into a specific area.
until you're into your home, like like the place that you actually came from. You were not from this realm, apparently.
Wait. If it lasts for the
Thought
full
I was
minute, so we have to make this thing lose its concentration for us to get her back.
Okay.
So let me ask you this then. Morganth, are you from the
Yeah.
material plane of existence as a tiefling?
As far as I know,
Okay. Well, then your character is gonna be in for quite the surprise.
Oh no.
Make
Oh,
a
no.
while you're there, make a perception check for me.
Morgan just fucked around and found out.
Her 23andMe test came back.
And this is how Morgan figured out she was an orphan.
No.
25.
Okay, all right.
Starting to get a little nervous.
You find yourself in a forest. It's interesting. Your first thought is, "Wow, am I in the Feywild?" I think I've read about this place. Because the trees here are weird shades of like reds and like browns. It's weird. You're not 100% sure how the spell banishment works, so you don't really know what's happened. But with that perception, one thing you do recognize it is extremely hot in the area you're in. Hotter than it should be. It's not hurting you, it's not affecting you necessarily. But then you realize that these trees ahead of you are actually mounds of bodies that have been strung up on pikes. And the red that you're seeing come down almost looks like sap, but you can tell is the blood of these creatures that have all had their throats slashed or their chest cavities opened. And all of them are looking at you. Still alive.
Well, one day, I didn't think it'd be this soon.
You have found yourself in some sort of hellish tree plant.
Yikes.
But the rest of you have no clue. You just saw her disappear.
Yep.
What did I do?
And this creature stands atop this altar, steps down and looks at you all. Just kind of cocks its head. Why did you wake me?
You here?
What?
Why are you here?
This is my tomb.
Why is your tomb inhabited by orcs and ogres?
I don't know. I've been asleep for 1,000 years.
Are you friendly?
No.
Yeah, at least he's honest about it.
Right?
What was your original name?
I don't remember.
Are you a lich?
Yes.
Oh shit.
How long have you been here for?
I don't remember. Thousands of years.
Okay, go back to sleep.
Well, we didn't really mean to disturb you. Just wanted to check out this room because, well, we're just trying to figure out stuff before the invasion happens. But, I mean, you can go back to sleep. We just want to check out. We didn't know what was in here.
Okay.
Before that, could you return our friend, please?
Nope.
Why?
They woke me. I don't like being woken.
Can we trade something?
Your souls.
No, dear.
Besides souls.
We're a little short on those at the moment.
Well, I am hungry. Maybe a couple limbs.
I mean, we got like I'm not kidding, we got like a buttload of orc limbs over there.
No, I want fresh ones. Yours.
Yeah, they're fresh.
No, yours. I don't like
We just
orc.
killed them.
I don't like orc.
But you just said fresh limbs.
Yes,
You can't
yours.
just change it up.
Give me your leg.
You can't just change it up. You just said you want a fresh limb. You can't be.
He waves his hand and you see the door begin to close as he turns away from you, Bink.
Wait a minute.
At this point, you
we're gonna
realize
have to
you're about 30 to 40 seconds into this banishment spell.
Yeah, we need to initiate combat now. Stop talking.
Well,
Sorry if that
wait,
sounded
did
rude
we
over.
did we decide whether she was from this plane or no?
You guys aren't sure.
Oh,
You've never really met tieflings before.
okay. Well, I'll follow up if someone initiates.
Ooh, so this would be a little weird, but actually the answer might be no, but would Morganth have lit up in Lalia's divine sense with her fiendish ancestry, or no?
Yep.
Okay, so Lalia could say, you know what, it may not be looking so good for her. We might not want to count on her coming back if we don't try to make that happen.
Okay. I'm gonna try something.
Mm-hmm.
You try something.
At 5th level,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cast command.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna command return.
Alright, let me check something real quick here. Okay, you are spending it.
Yeah, I'm just
As-
double checking. No effect if the target's undead.
Yep.
Yep.
So you go to cast command, and it does not seem to have any effect. As he turns and the doors stop closing, he says, "You would try to control me."
Well, you have to give our friend back.
Why?
Because I don't like losing people.
Is she going to apologize for waking me?
I'm
Yes.
sure she will. She has good manners.
Fine. And he snaps his fingers, and you see Morganth reappear. Morganth, you now find yourself looking back into this room. The vision of bloody trees is gone. Almost as quickly as it started.
Oh.
Please apologize to the Lich.
I'm sorry for whatever I did to get sent to hell.
He looks back at you. He's like, "Oh, thank you. I don't like being woken, especially rudely."
And then I'm gonna inch out of the room and go back to the hall. I don't need to be here anymore.
Says, "Now then, may I go back to sleep?"
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, you can.
He doesn't seem to trust you guys as you're all still standing here. He's just
I'm
watching
gonna
you.
start walking away now.
Since you asked for an offering, would you accept a magical item instead of one of our limbs?
For what? Do you want something from me?
We're looking for a artifact of sorts. I wondered if you might know where it is.
Perhaps. Aiden, make a perception or religion check for me.
Definitely gonna be perception. Well, not good.
Okay.
10.
He's wearing a pendant. It's odd. Something about it strikes a resemblance, but you're not sure what it is. But he looks at you again, Zan, and he says, "Well, I could probably give you information. I know a lot about what's down here."
If we're presuming conversations, can I attempt to roll perception again after a certain period of time?
I'll give you one more check now that you're looking at it.
Okay. Much better. 23.
Okay. He seems to have a holy symbol around his neck. And it's not Bahamut, but it is a dragon.
What does the symbol, like, what is its, what's the word I'm literally looking for?
Tiamat.
What's its design, I guess?
Yeah, it looks like 5 heads.
Oh, so it is Tiamat.
But he's looking at you, Zan. He says, "What about this artifact do you want to know?"
Just the location of it. Currently, there's a whole barricade of orcs and ogres that we don't want to go through. But, and correct me if I'm wrong, DM, it looks like a cylinder, a long tube cylinder that we're looking for in here.
Yep.
So it looks like that. Wondered if you had heard of it or know of its location.
Why, certainly. It's a relic of the dragon gods. It's in the birthing chamber.
What's the birthing chamber look like?
It's a giant, well, cavern.
Double doors?
Well past them yet. Do you not know the birthing chamber?
We're new here.
Yes, but you carry a symbol of Tiamat.
I'm new here.
You're a very bad follower, then, if you don't know the lore of the birthing chamber. And what about you, human? You carry one of Bahamut's own. You know not of the birthing. Looking at you, Aiden.
Bahamut has yet to enlighten me on this particular chamber.
He looks over at you, Lalia. Says, "You, paladin, you're of holiness. You have not taught them the religious backgrounds of their gods?"
I'm more of a hands-off teacher.
Wow, you sleep for centuries and people just forget to do stuff. Alright. Give me an item, I'll tell you of the birthing chamber. Or a leg. I'll take a leg too.
What? Before I give you an item, what is, like, can you see everything within these walls? Just within your chamber there?
Well, most of this area is my lair. It has been.
Oh, fuck.
So you're able to watch us throughout this entire chamber?
If I wanted to, but I'd rather be asleep.
We can help each other out. I mean, we can clear out the orcs from your chambers if you want. If you can give us guidance on what to do.
I'll sleep for 1,000 years and they'll be gone by the time I wake.
I'd like the group's input. Because I have 2 items that I was thinking about. Seeing how much we need the location and the information, I don't think a green item would get away with anything. So I have the crystal ball or my infernal tech.
What is the infernal what now?
It's the one thing I picked up from the Hellish Horseman. One thing I'm supposed to use as a tuning fork to get to hell.
Okay, get rid of the orb then if you're supposed to use that.
Well, there might be other ways to get into hell.
But if we have a current way right now, that'll be kind of easier then. I would assume I would keep that. But the orb also lets us see stuff, right?
With attunement, yeah.
Yeah.
But seeing as how we're pretty much all full on attunement slots.
I'm the only one that's not, but I'm also not aware of these items, and my character's going through a little bit of a
Dramatic
crisis at the moment.
What
She's
the
not
hell?
really gonna be responsive so much.
input from Aiden or Lolly.
Magic items are they again? Sorry.
Infernal Tech and Crystal Ball.
Bink can offer up his dimensional shackles
I would like to keep those in case we're.
in case we capture a being that can try to
I
travel into another plane of existence. Probably.
Sounds like I got plans for those, man. I don't care one way or the other.
Okay.
Well, seeing as how you can see
Everything within this layer, but nothing without. I'll reach into my bag of holding and pull out a crystal ball. Would this have some interest for you?
Sure. I don't currently have worldly scrying available to me. I might be able to pull the magic from that ball and give it to myself. That would be wonderful.
without stepping too far to that room. Toss it to him.
You toss it and it kind of levitates in the air, and
Oh my
he
God.
holds his hand out and it comes over to him, and you see him touch it and it disappears. Wonderful. Alright, well that's an item. I'll give you some information. Would you prefer the birthing chamber or the artifact?
Artifact!
Birthing chamber for me.
Breathing chamber.
Oh. Yeah, that's 2 votes for birthing chamber. Sorry, little Bink.
Dang it! Wait, how'd you know my name?
Oh, they've said it.
Oh, okay.
I'm very astute. Well, I'm sure many of you don't realize, as you have so told me, but the birthing chamber was the, let's see. At the beginning of time, there weren't many gods, but many of them were created in one way or another, and, the dragon gods were created out of, the very earth and stone itself. You had Bahamut and Tiamat and Polychronos, and there were a couple others, but anyways, they were not as large as they are now. They were all in, I guess you could say, in one giant egg. It's the easiest way to put it. An egg made of earth and stone and rocks and lava and grass and trees and all of the magical ley lines that float throughout this world. And, that egg was underground, about a quarter of a mile away from where you currently stand. And a few thousands of years went by, and eventually the dragon gods hatched from this egg and left to inhabit the material realm above, and then eventually pass on to Daedic places, and you know the rest of that history, but essentially they created a large cavern from where their bodies were developed and matured before leaving. And, that is what resides here. A few centuries went by, and eventually these dragons either became gods or devils or, what have you. And they began to get worshippers and followers. The 2 mighty of which were Bahamut and Tiamat, who had decided to share their life together for some time, which created a kind of communal church, I guess you could call it, followers of the dragon gods of Bahamut and Tiamat. And they started a religious temple here, and as a matter of fact, I was one of the founding members. We created a temple within the cavern that we now call the birthing chamber. There's quite a few areas there, some temples, some places of religious import, and places of sacrifice, and places of preaching and learning. And we developed, outside of that, we dug into the mountains here, and created the areas you now walk within. There's more communal, places for others, visitors, people not of the faith could come and visit us and stay. And well, that went on for a few thousands of years, and then the dragon gods Bahamut and Tiamat had a bit of a falling out, and well, most of our group here, as I'm sure you could imagine, took sides. You know, those of us that supported Bahamut and those that supported Tiamat, and well, we slaughtered each other. Yep. Yeah, I think that's a good word for it. I'm one of the few survivors. I hid in this room and just went about doing my own wizardy type stuff, and that's a different story, but got me to where I am now. And I don't know what happened after that. I've been in here for quite some time. But there you have it. I take it you are all headed to the birthing chamber, yes?
That's where we're trying to get to.
Wonderful. Well, I would offer you caution. Most of the buildings and the walkway there are suspended from the top of the cavern, and should you fall off, you will surely plummet to the center of the material realm, and most likely melt in the lavinous pit that lies below.
Full gravity some doesn't kill us first on impact.
Yeah. Quite.
And there from here would be which direction?
South.
South.
Right towards that barricade.
Well, that's southeast. I don't remember. I don't think you can get to the. I don't believe that we ever made a back door to the cavern. I might be wrong, but I don't recall myself. But I suppose there might be a way to get there from the peasant areas. But yes, I believe you would have to pass through the crystal defenses in order to enter the birthing chamber these days.
Crystal defenses.
Yes.
Would they by chance be able to project crystalline fire?
Oh, that's exactly what they are.
Good to know.
That was, well, I can't take all the credit for it. I worked with a friend of mine. I guess they're not a friend anymore since I cut their throat. Dirty Bahamut follower. But, yes, we created these crystals that they themselves are fire of a sort. It's a magical type of fire. But yes, we created 3 keys you could use to get through them. As long as you knew the magical word to activate the key.
You mean this key? As Aiden pulls out the key from his bag of holding.
Oh yes, that's one of them.
You said there was a magical word to activate it?
Certainly.
It seems this key can already... Sorry, let me not talk with my mouth full. It seems this key already projects some sort of aura. Is this just a normal thing?
Oh yes, that's just passive. That's the energy being contained. Once you actually speak the word, it turns golden instead of blue.
And what happens when it turns golden?
You can walk through the crystalline fire. Otherwise, it hurts about as much as lava.
Oh.
I don't presume you might know by chance.
Some
the
armor
magic
that
word
allowed
for
me to
this
walk
one in particular.
I used to know all the words, but I don't think I recall. Nope, we wrote them down somewhere. somewhere outside the chamber. I feel like it was at the top of some steps somewhere.
Son of a bitch.
What? What? You don't like steps?
Nope.
Why?
They don't do well with 4 feet.
I wouldn't know. That's interesting. I will make a note of that. Thank you.
Side question.
Yes.
You said once there was a peace between Bahamut and Tiamat. Do you think that could ever return?
I don't know. That would be quite the feat, considering they had a child, and I believe Tiamat tried to corrupt the child to, destroy the world that Bahamut had worked so hard to build. I highly doubt it at this point. I'm pretty sure they hate each other, and it should probably be so. They are quite opposing forces.
Just wishful thinking. Well, you're not the first kind lich we've run into.
Oh, don't let that get around.
Okay. Your secret's safe with us.
Better be.
So, folks, are we done here?
It's about all.
Yes, I think it's about time we get ourselves moving.
Well, good luck to you. If you make it to the artifact chamber, say hello to the herald. And the doors close.
Great. Harold, lovely.
Wonder if it's like a metal machine.
Aiden's gonna go check if Morganth is back on planet Earth yet.
She's upstairs somewhere, but so we'll head that way.
Nice. We're in a lich's lair. Got it. Lovely.
Yeah, and what's worse is he said we have to go through the barricade.
Well, he didn't specifically say that. We just know the barricade is south. Which unfortunately is we're gonna have to go through that.
Barricade. It's no problem for me.
Aiden's gonna wave a hand in front of Morgan's face. Are you with us yet? Alright, I guess I'm talking to myself then.
Not even responding right now.
Are you okay with me attempting to roll an insight and figure out what you're feeling there, Cassie?
You can.
Oh, that's a really good roll. Alright, 21.
Mostly shock, awe, and utter disbelief.
What, did your entire life flash before your eyes? No, no response.
Nope. Don't talk to me right now.
Ah, not bad, huh?
Where are we headed to next?
Barricade.
I'd say give us a few minutes.
Okay.
Let Morganth here recollect herself.
So where are you sent?
It appears she does not really feel open to talking about that topic.
Is there still food laid out on the tables and stuff?
Most of it's on the floor, but yeah.
I'm gonna pick out something and start eating while we're taking a slight break here.
Cool.
Make sure there ain't ogre saliva on it.
Oh, there is.
Oh,
You see,
Alright. So you have made it back out here. Hung out for a little bit.
We're hanging out for as long as it takes Morgan to recollect herself.
Just take a second. There is some thought going through there.
And he's gonna keep trying to open dialogue, but Morgan doesn't want to talk. She doesn't want to talk.
Just in stark contrast to the very loud personality that was present earlier.
Yeah, Aiden's very intrigued. Also concerned slightly if it's got her this hush mouth.
Mhm.
He's just sort of waiting.
I'd like you all to make a perception check as you are just sitting here.
Yep. Was waiting for it.
Mm-hmm.
Natural 1, baby.
Woohoo! His
Oh
hand's
my
distracted.
I see
Natural
your
2,
1 and I
baby.
double it.
Could be paranoid. I'll make my perception check. 23.
Okay. The rest of you are just kind of still thinking about the encounter you just had. It was a little weird. Kind of eyeing the area a little bit, just wondering why you're sitting here twiddling your thumbs, waiting on a stranger. When Morganth, you notice the ceiling is moving.
Stop.
It's not right either.
Stop.
I would like all of you to make 2 dexterity saving throws for me.
Bruh.
Is this magical or
Yep.
a spell? It is.
It is a spell.
Everybody has advantage on these. And +5.
I have a rogue thing, which is uncanny dodge, right? If I succeed, I take no damage.
Yep.
Aha. Okay. So, Dex, you said?
2 of them. 2 dex saves.
Hopefully a 29 will work.
Alright.
Ooh. Like
Did
that.
she get 2 rolls, or do we all get 2 rolls?
We all have to roll twice.
Okay.
Yeah, you all have to
Yay,
roll twice.
25.
So a 27 on the first one, and then a 31 on the second one.
Phew.
Okay. Don't think anybody has failed any of them. Your DC on this was a 16.
Lalia failed.
How many? Just one? Okay. So that is 2 4th level fireballs,
Oh god.
which is 10d6 apiece, I believe.
Mhm.
So we'll do the
On
first
here.
one. Lalia, you did not succeed on the first, right?
Correct.
So the first one is going to be 39 points of fire damage,
Sweet.
which would be full.
Yep, for me.
the-
And that would be, what, 19 for everybody else?
Yep.
That would be like, what, 9 for Aiden, so it'd be quartered.
I'm
With his
using my
crossbow.
Yes.
reaction to say no.
Nah.
Oh, that's one too
Alright,
many.
not-
And then the second fireball that everybody succeeded on.
No. Uncanny dodge is to half the damage attack. Evasion is the I take no damage instead if I succeed.
You should still have that one, though.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
was just something different than what I was saying it was.
I gotcha.
Still trying to remember all my stuff.
You're good. So then the second one is going to be a total of 29, which would be 14 points of fire damage to everybody.
I'm going to use my reaction with Shield Master to block
Oh.
that.
Okay.
7 for Aiden.
Yep.
So 16 in total. From the 2.
What was that? Sorry.
The second one was 14 because everybody had saved. It was 29 damage, but you saved, so 14 for the half. And as you guys take these 2 fireballs, you look up finally as Morganth kind of points them out. two spellcasters that have spider climbed onto the walls. And they shot you both with fireballs. I'd like you to roll initiative for me.
When D&D Beyond starts responding.
Seems as though some scouts have found you.
And they do fire?
They do fireball.
Oh, they sure do.
That's not very nice.
Oh no.
Initiative, Doi. That button. 11.
Ooh, man.
Off of a 1. Oh man.
Damn, look at that. The big tanky boy is really initiative right now.
Uh, 14 for my initiative.
Okay.
I know you can't see it. I'm still trying to work on the character sheet.
It's okay. Lalia got a 3, Bink got an 18. Am I missing anybody? Aiden. I'm missing Aiden's. He got a 24. Okay. So, the initiative will be as follows. First, with the 24, we're going to have Aiden. Then with the 21, we're going to have our orcs.
Wow.
With an 18, we got Bink, Zan, Morganth, and Lalia. Alright. So, as you guys have been sitting here for a while, you appear to have been found by a couple of scouts who took this opportunity to shoot you all with fireballs. Thankfully, your rogue was able to spot them in time to not impede disadvantage or a surprise round. So we will start initiative as is, which brings us to the top with Aiden.
They still on the ceiling, or did they drop down?
Nope, they're about 10 feet up on the wall.
Lovely. Love being not very range inclined. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't mean to close that.
I don't know if I'd be able to reach them. I might be able to extend. If they're 10 feet above, and I'm almost 6 foot. Maybe I could reach them? I don't know. I'm assuming if I tried that, I'd be swinging with disadvantage.
I will say they are out of melee range. If you're standing underneath of them, they are out of melee range.
Yep. Hmm. Nope, I still have one more javelin, so I'm throwing a javelin of lightning.
Okay. Which one?
It's gonna be the one further away from the party.
So this
Over
guy.
on that far, yeah.
Orca dog. Go ahead and toss it.
Let me read up on maneuver real fast, see if it actually goes with ranged attacks as well. Let me look. Where are you? Okay, yeah, it's a weapon attack, so this will work. Alright. Jump with lightning. That is a 21 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
And please have it make a wisdom saving throw.
16.
Are they immune to being frightened?
Nope.
Alright, then he is frightened until the start of my next turn.
Cool.
And he'll take some extra damage for that. So it'll be 4d6.
I'm frightened as it can't move towards you.
Yep.
And has disadvantage while he's in view on attack rolls.
That'll be another.
I got it right over
You said and disadvantage.
Yeah, creature.
It has disadvantage on attack rolls while I'm in its
and
within its line of
ability
sight.
checks.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So in total, that's 24, 32. That is 32 points of lightning damage.
Cool.
And is that one on the left sitting right above those barrels?
Pretty much.
If I wanted to try to climb onto barrels, I don't even know if they'd support my weight. I don't know about that.
Make a perception or intelligence check.
Okay, 25.
Nah, bro.
They're not supporting my weight.
You step on those, they're probably gonna disintegrate. They look pretty done for.
Alrighty then. Well. Look at. Is there anything else with the throne property? Let me see. I don't know if I had anything else with the throne property.
Don't you have a crossbow? Or
That doesn't have the throne property.
oh, I see.
I do have a dagger. Sure, why not?
If he throws it.
I'll use my bonus action and use another superiority die and use throw a dagger. That's
Okay,
very new for a fighter. Alright. It's gonna be a regular dagger. It's gonna be at the boy on the left.
So the other one this time?
Yep.
Okay.
And that's a 24 to hit.
Yep.
This is a new kind of maneuver, I guess. Alright. We love quick toss. Okay, and then another D10. Beyond would stop acting funky, that'd be nice. Oh god, it might be going down again for me. We're about to find out. Okay, so that's a total of 14 points of piercing damage.
You got it. Anything else?
No, I got.
Cool. That will bring us to their turns. You see them chittering and chattering at each other, kind of conversing back and forth. And one of them is eyeballing you, like it's a little bit afraid, Aiden. You do hear between the two of them in Orcish. Do we deal with them? Or do we go let the boss know? And the other one says, we should deal with them. The other one says, we should let the boss know.
My free action. Do what you want. You won't survive either way, as he says it in Orcish.
They both look at you, cock their heads. That's the point! And you see each of them slash their wrists, and this strain of black blood comes out and forms a little ball in front of both of them as they both cast Fireball at 5th level
Wow.
using their bonus action to allow them to upcast it by sacrificing health. They each sacrifice 10 health.
Ouch.
Woo! So 2 more deck saves.
Still have advantage, guys.
I mean, if they're hurting themselves on their own, I mean, you know, I'm not complaining.
It's a lot of fire. Love it here.
What are we trying to beat this time? 16?
Yep, 16.
Ooh, natural 20.
Wonderful.
And we did go into initiative since the last fireball, so everybody would have their reactions back at this point.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
that's good to know.
Alright. Everybody got both of their saves in there?
I think so.
Saves.
Oh yeah.
Let me
Saves!
go.
Woo!
Saves!
2 deck saves.
With advantage.
I didn't do save. Give me a sec.
There's one.
Well, we get 2 rolls?
You get advantage on
Which is a
both.
19.
Oh, okay, both 22. Okay,
Natural one,
I'll take it.
Nice.
that.
You can
I'll take
thank
those
Zanzadar
22s any
later.
day.
Yeah.
And then the
Or not
other's
Zanzadar,
19.
Zydan.
Alright. I don't think anybody failed, because Zan gets a buff, right?
Yeah, you have +5. While we're all clumped.
okay.
I mean, regardless, I get. Wait, minus. Ignore
Alright.
what I was about to say.
So everybody will get at least half damage.
Okay.
So the first one is 12d6,
Hang
which is a total of 41, so half damage will be 20 points of fire damage from the first fireball coming at you.
I will reaction shield master evade that one.
Mm-hmm.
So 20 damage for this?
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty.
Anybody else reacting on this one?
Nope.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to take no damage from that.
Okay. So you're going to use your reaction to avoid that one. You got it. Alright, that will bring us to the second one. Which everybody again will take half damage right off the bat for saving. And this bad boy is 39. So that'll be
Oh my god.
18 points of fire damage.
What's 18 divided by 2?
9.
9.
I will take 9. I forgot I have fire resistance.
Yeah.
Aiden will
I
also
almost
take,
mentioned that.
9.
You
Yeah.
got it.
Do I take 9 from that? Am I automatically halved?
You take 18.
I take 18.
Yep. Yeah, they have fire
first one was-
resistance, so
Okay.
Yeah.
So 18.
Pink is not fireproof.
No!
much as he wishes.
Alright.
Too bad I don't have my ring of warmth.
Okay, so that is their actions and bonus actions. So this gentleman here is walking up another 5 feet to get to the ceiling.
Bruh.
And then 10, 15 is going to drop. Right onto
Okay.
Bink.
Run into Bink.
And he's going to take a d6 of falling damage for falling off the ceiling. That was 45. Okay.
How am I doing now?
You
What now?
have had because you are small and can share a space, you have had a mage orc fall into your space. And then this one can't go towards Aiden. So he
Well, you can go in towards anyone because it'd be going in my general
Yeah,
direction.
he's gonna go up 5 to be at the ceiling. And we'll go 5 this way. Be kind of on this corner here. Cool. That brings us to Bink's turn. You're currently sharing a space with a spellcasting orc. That is prone.
Ah. Oh, so I get advantage?
Hey, remember these what these mages can do though.
I'm just gonna use my Vorpal Scimitar and try to hit him.
Okay. Make an attack with advantage. That'll hit.
Dang it. I'm really hoping for a natural 20 one of these turns, you know?
Right.
Oh man, that'd be great. Okay, yeah. Man, do more damage. That is 10 damage on my first slash.
Okay. You get a nice
then
hit
from-
on it. It's still alive.
I do advantage on. Okay, that was just roll another one for advantage.
Yep.
Okay, 24 to hit.
Yep. That'll hit.
And this one is 15 damage to hit.
Okay. It's still alive, but you have certainly damaged it quite a bit.
And then I'm gonna send my Tears Rapier, send it kind of just flying towards him, just like unsheaths itself and just flies towards his chest to attack.
Yeah, absolutely. It still has advantage. Because it is still prone.
26 to hit
Yep, that'll hit.
and 10 damage.
How would you like to do this?
So you just see me kind of just slice him twice, just like on the leg and the chest, and then you just kind of see my Tears Rapier kind of just like go straight through his forehead, and then kind of just like flip out, and then slash the blood to the side, cleaning itself, and then just like floating by my side, waiting for its next attack.
You got it. And the rest of you watch on in a little bit of mild horror. Morganth, you kind of turn. You haven't really encountered these spellcasters before. You wonder why everybody else has a sudden look of a little bit of fear in their eyes, and then you realize why. As Bink slays this creature and it explodes, everybody within 5 feet takes 18 points of necrotic damage.
Cool. So that's all of us, right?
Yup.
Everybody?
18. Okay. I warned you.
Do it! I didn't know you'd be so weak!
They're fucking mages! When did you know spellcasters to be stupid tanky?
I'm tanky!
But you're the
Kinda.
full spellcaster.
Maybe, a little bit. I mean, I'm not that healthy, but still.
When Bink says I'm tanky, can I roll an insight check on that?
Sure.
I'm tanky.
Cassie, I know.
No, I'm Dirty Dan.
I don't think you've been here for the mage fight, but they do have an innate ability that they explode, and there's no save from it. Everybody within 5 feet takes 18 necrotic damage when they die.
Damn it. I mean, we all good. We have a good amount of health, right?
Sure.
Unless we're going towards the barricade.
Alright. Anything else for Bink's turn?
You see Bing just like wiping himself off from this necrotic gook, and then he just ends his turn.
That will take us to Zanzidar.
It's only one enemy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fly up towards the ceiling, towards this guy.
Okay. You're going up 15 feet?
However high he is.
Yep.
Wielding both staves. I'm gonna fly next to him and kind of do like a ballerina spin and smack him.
Okay.
And my intention is to knock him off the ceiling.
Okay.
Do I roll to hit or is that a shove action?
That would be a roll to hit.
Okay. Natural 20 for 33.
Hey.
Dang.
Let me read something real quick here. Okay. Go ahead and roll damage. What you're looking for is you have recognized at this point that he is concentrating on a spell that is allowing him to walk on walls.
Gotcha.
So it seems like you gotta get that away.
15 points of damage.
Okay.
Bonus action, second attack with
Yep.
my second staff. Natural 20 again.
Okay.
Wow.
This guy pissed me off. Apparently. For a 17 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Well, how would you like to do this? You do manage to break his concentration, but as you slap him on his way off the wall the first time, you end his life.
Oh.
So, one of my stabs hits his head, the other one cracks his ankles.
Alright. You got it. You see it leaves this, like, dent in his skull, and you crack his ankle, and it looks like the foot stays on the ceiling as the rest of the leg detaches, as his body begins to plummet. And you, just for a brief second, have that feeling of accomplishment for killing this thing. And then remember it explodes. And you take 18 points of necrotic damage as this thing, like a firework, just bursts into black energy in the upper recesses of this area.
Don't worry, I got him, guys. Man, that hurt.
And your fly is not concentration, right? You just get wings.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, I am God. I can fly whatever I want.
So how's everybody doing?
I'm doing okay, just slightly below half. Okay.
Coming out of combat, I'd like everybody to make one more perception check for me. And I'll give you advantage, anybody that doesn't, because your senses are heightened right now.
I regret saying I was okay. I should have said I'm fairly on the brink of death, maybe you would have considered it.
22.
Wait, what did I roll? I did
Wow.
not- What I
I
roll?
love it here.
I
2
rolled.
and a 1.
Did I even roll? No, I did not roll.
I almost didn't even roll, it just landed. I fucking
17.
hate seeing those kinds of fucking...
Wait, no, I rolled a. Okay, ignore that. I did do a perception. It was 15 before.
Oh, you're fine. I gave everybody advantage, so
Oh, okay, so 17.
you needed a
first, okay.
second roll anyways. I think the only one that didn't roll advantage was Zanzadar.
Yeah, I didn't roll advantage. So roll again.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! Better.
Yeah.
Okay. So pretty much everybody but Aiden, being keen on what was going on and having your eyes up, you do notice as another little dark mound on the ceiling, kind of in this area, as the second creature explodes in a shower of necrotic energy. You see as this little mound darts off.
You see a what dart off?
A little mound on the ceiling just darts away.
Uh-oh.
Sure.
But you're out of combat.
Oh no.
What would you like to do?
I don't know the name of the creature, so I can't hunt it down. I just gave it a very vague description of what it was, so I got nothing. I can't track that down. If it's already out of sight, out of mind.
You gather that
I want to go try to run after it.
you gather that there were probably some scouts sent out after you guys failed to show up after an hour and a half, and that they have gathered where you're at the moment, and maybe somebody's going back to report.
You'd be like, the mages are dead.
it would be a good idea to try to go catch this thing or find out where it's going.
I agree.
Sorry. And then Bink is just gonna go in the direction that it ran to, really quick to see if we can see it down the hallway.
Okay. You don't see it at the moment. What about Aiden? What are you feeling?
Aiden didn't see it.
Well, they certainly pointed it out at this point.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
There's a thing.
Where's everybody going? Okay. Yeah, he would be rushing that direction.
Okay. So we're gonna see if we can figure out which way it was headed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, as you all kind of rush that way, Zan, you can still be flying if you want, but this makes it easier for me to move you.
That's fine.
You do come around this corner, and those of you with a high perception catch it on the ceiling, headed this way.
Would I be able to possibly know what it is, or is it like a black goop? Are we able to like perceive kind of what it is, or no?
You can make another perception check if you're trying to look and see exactly what it is.
I want to see exactly what this thing is. 16.
Okay. Well, now that you're paying attention and looking at it, you get a little bit better light out here. It's another spellcaster.
I'm gonna use my centaur speed to try to get within 30 feet of it.
Okay. Yeah, you certainly could. You're the quickest of the group.
As soon as I feel like I am within 30 feet, hold person.
Okay.
Ooh.
So, wisdom save?
Yep, DC 20.
Oh! That's a 7.
Alright.
Yeah. If I have the chance to take my turn, I would like to double dash. Try to get over there.
Yeah, so you could catch up with Lalia probably as she stops to cast the spell. You would end up next to her as well. The rest of you kind of coming up behind, not quite as fast. But you, Lalia, do manage to get your spell off, and you have successfully held this creature.
Okay. Is it still on the ceiling?
Yep.
Maintaining its concentration. Hit it now, it's stuck on the ceiling.
I mean, it didn't take... Yeah, it doesn't lose concentration when it's paralyzed.
Right.
It's just paralyzed.
I just thought it might willingly drop down if it's...
This thing's paralyzed.
Okay.
Okay, so I would say at this point, Lalia, you have used an action to hold it.
Mhm.
Morganth, you would have caught up to Lalia, utilizing your dash beforehand. So you would have a turn to take an action, and then everybody else would catch up, and I would give you all an action again, but the creature would have a save between.
Got it.
So if there's anything you, Morganth, would like to do, I would say you are within 30 feet, so...
Jump up to this thing on the ceiling, try to get within melee range of it. Being that I can fly.
It was your movement to get here.
It was the movement to get there.
Yeah,
All right,
so you have a non-movement
Eldritch
action.
Blast.
You can absolutely Eldritch Blast.
Yup. Let me look at... That's expertise. Oh, that's the panache thing. We don't care about that when it's running. Okay. So we're gonna attempt to Eldritch Blast this thing. All three.
Cool.
First one's 23.
Yep, that'll hit.
I think actually...
Or you should have advantage,
Yeah, you
right?
have advantage on these.
Oh, okay.
They just aren't crits. But you do have
Got it.
advantage.
2 damage.
Yep.
Do advantage again. Natural 20.
Nice.
Doesn't matter if they aren't actually crits.
If you just get a crit.
16.
All right.
Wow.
With force damage, and then the last one. Is a 16.
Yep, still hits.
Okay. and that's 7 points of force damage.
Alright. Alright, you get some good strikes on this thing. As it is held, it takes some damage. You see its body kind of recoiling from this force damage. It is still alive. But at this point, the rest of you come rushing up as well. Getting within about 30 feet of this creature. It will get one more save going into this round. And then I'll give all of you actions. So let's see what it gets. Ooh, that's a 3.
It's rough.
So it is, you guys round the corner here and you all see that this creature is held on the wall as Lalia is pointing at it, and some Eldritch blasts have hit it from Morganth. Give you all a round. You can go in whatever order, or we can roll an initiative if you want to, but you're probably going to kill it.
Since I would have recollected my javelin of lightning, I would have thrown that again.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this thing's paralyzed. You all have advantage on it. It's definitely not making it through the round, so if there's anything specific, or we can just say that y'all throw something at it.
I'm just gonna throw my Vorpal Scimitar at it and just get within at least 30 feet, if that's possible, and then just launch it so it can attack. Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be a 22 to hit with my javelin of lightning.
Oh yeah.
Wait, let me actually.
I'm gonna taunt it to death with
18 to hit.
Yeah. So Toll the Dead in its head, a bolt of lightning javelin, a rapier to the face. Morganth, I'm assuming are you flying up to hit it, or are you doing something ranged? Oh, maybe you didn't hear me. Is Morganth flying up to melee attack this thing, or are you doing something from range?
Moment.
Okay.
Oh, do I get another action?
Yeah, I'm giving everybody like a how do you want to do this? Like, what is your character doing to add to the killing of this creature?
Okay, probably more Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Because I've seen this thing explode on me before, so I don't want to get close to it unless I have to.
You got it. Okay, awesome. Easy enough. You guys all round the corner and take advantage of this thing's momentary paralysis, and you each hit it with the flavor of your choice, and you watch as it just splats against the ceiling. It is dead.
You ain't going nowhere.
I
think there's a reason to say that anymore. It's kind of dead.
as it like flops to the floor. Hasta luego, little. It's like, yeah, it dead. Like, oh, dang it.
Yeah. That's dumb at least.
So, you guys have made it back over to this area, taken out the third scout in this little area. You don't see anything else on the ceilings at the moment. Nothing that is tipping your radars. Where would you like to go? What would you like to do?
I believe we've wasted enough time before dispatching these orcs. As they climb the sand more after us.
Where are
Is
we at on the
anyone
map?
below half health currently?
You are south of the armory.
Oh, we're back. Okay, I see.
I took some damage, but I'm just slightly below half.
This is where we started the session.
Just go back, go for it. But we got more information. And we took out more guards. And we have the element of surprise still.
Lolly is not below half Zan, but I am gonna drink a potion of healing.
I'll probably just drink my last
if I can
greater
find
healing
it.
potion and regular potion.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it? D4, 44
Well, that's not bad.
plus 4. We got 13.
And it's gone, so I don't know what I have. But I think
And
that
then
was
the
a
regular
16.
potion,
Oh,
2d4 plus 2. 5.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm slightly above what I was before.
Mhm.
Feel better.
There we go, straight east.
I had
That's
you at
not-
103.
Yeah, I just meant like it froze as I was rolling a health
Oh,
potion.
and my sheet just crashed again.
Yeah, I think everybody's
One,
just
two.
kind of did. So
I think I was at 65 health, so I'll just try to remember that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was at like 65 health, I think. I was at 47, so I'll just add whatever I had before.
I think I have other potions.
I'll give you guys a couple minutes here, since you might have to be checking your PDF sheets real quick if you need to. But
No, right? I mean, I'll just edit the health really
I don't
quick.
even think it shows on my inventory.
The thing that keeps setting mine off is
Current
editing health.
HP.
Hmm.
I was at 47. I had. I don't remember exactly what I just rolled.
Well, I know I have some. I just don't know.
Okay, HP wise.
let's see if it shows
I'm
up.
pretty sure I was at like 65. Yeah, I don't remember exactly.
Yeah,
I'll
a
just
lot
put
of
it in
shit
the
in
sheet.
there. It'd be in the
65
bag
just in
folder.
case.
Not that one.
What was it? 60?
It's white
Dang it.
text for a regular potion of healing.
It'll probably be up in a sec, but
I got 7. I'll take a few. Just see how it goes. Eight.
oops, you wrote a one on the API check. We're heading to town to visit the blacksmith for repairs. Try again after a short rest.
Yep. Yay. Well, if you want to at least, we can walk a little bit further. Obviously, we don't want to jump into combat if we don't necessarily have player sheets anymore. But if you guys want to thematic or let me know where we're headed next, we can at least get to a point where if we need sheets, I can pause. Or if you guys want to call it here, I'll leave it up to you. I know it's a little frustrating not having that access, so.
Dang it, I really wanted to get to the next combat.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Please back up with
But
the
I was
next
trying
minute
not
and
to
see
start a
anything.
combat when you guys weren't there. I wanted to mess with things if I could, but
Right.
Yeah.
there's a difference between being an agent of chaos and then just screwing with crap for the point of screwing with it.
I'll do whatever you guys want, but this D&D Beyond thing's really grinding on my nerves right now.
That's fair. I would say maybe as a group, and because we're having issues with being snuck up upon, as we're supposed to be getting through these orcs, we may want to go and deal with that defensive one way or another.
Oh, I have a fun way of doing that. I have a spell for that. Don't worry.
Is it gravity sinkhole?
Oh, hell no. Hell no. I was actually, you know what? If I didn't have the spell that I'm currently going to use, I was going to use that, yes.
Alright, if you want, like,
So, okay, I just want to confirm, because I did this when we leveled up. Was I allowed... So, I learned a spell, but was I also... Because I leveled up, I was able to learn a free spell, but was I also able to switch out a spell at the same time if I learn a spell?
Yeah, every time you level, you
Okay,
can switch a spell.
I just want to make sure. I'm like, I know I learned one, but I didn't know if I learned one, I'm also allowed to switch another one out.
Yep, yeah, every level up you can switch a spell when you're a learned
Alright.
caster.
I didn't consult you about that, but I did switch a spell out when
Alright,
that
fine.
happened. Okay.
Sounds good.
That's how mages work.
Wahaha.
Yep. Yeah, learned casters get to switch one out every level if they want to. So, not a problem.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun for Bing.
Well, Aiden, what were you thinking? What did you have ideas on where you'd like to head next? Current objectives?
guess we go play Barricade Buster.
Yep.
Alright. There's only a couple of areas you guys have yet to see. There's one hallway and 3 doors left, I believe, that you have not opened. Or 4 doors, I guess. There's one in here. Or, excuse me, one up in here, which was the barrack chamber. There was a door past the armory. And there's the 2 double doors over here. So is there any particular way you would like to proceed forward?
We can head straight east through the armories.
Okay.
Okay. Anything you'd like to do walking through this area?
I don't know if Zan did this earlier. Did he already look at the weapons that might have been left behind when the orcs decided to go and find their defensive positions?
I don't have your technical eye, so.
Bink is just gonna warn them about the floor trap over here.
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But he did say, but my guy does, but Bink does remember them saying they have to reset the traps every time they go off. So I mean, it did go off by me, so I don't think it matters if we set it off again. It was a dart trap.
Okay, you're not sure. But regardless, you step over the pressure plate.
I'd like to see if there were any weapons left behind of notable quality.
Sure. Makes investigation checks.
Since I'm specifically looking for weapons of quality, would I have any bonus since given my smithing knowledge?
Nope.
Okay.
This is more about how well can you rummage through a place that's been turned over. I'm already assuming that you would know which weapons are or are not worth value.
Well. Lovely.
Yep.
Lovely. That one that didn't even roll. Alright.
There's a bunch of sharp metal sticks around here. Some
Is there any
shields.
throwy daggers worth grabbing?
There's a couple basic daggers on the floor you could pick up. At least a
Okay.
handful.
That'll increase my number to 5, and with daggers, when you throw them, you don't get them back, so works for me.
Unless you have belts of returning.
Nope.
Oh. Excuse me.
Meandering through to the next area as well. I'll let you make a new check as it's a new area if you want to look in here specifically.
I just lost my I lost my sheet, so not a big deal to do that.
I can probably make one.
Maybe I just got it back. I might have. There it is.
Yep. I will make an investigation check to see what's around.
Mhm.
Just gonna take 15 years to see the dice roll. It's fine.
It's a 7.
Gotcha. Give Aiden's sheet a chance here, see if it gives us one.
It's gonna take 15 years, and we might just lose the sheet in the process. We'll see what fucking happens. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Hey, there's one. I saw an 11.
I'm not even gonna use this pre-read dice. Screw that. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, taking a look around, you find more bits and pieces, some more basic armaments. Most of this place looks like it was turned in a hurry. Things were just grabbed as people, as orcs or whomever was just running through, heading to whatever defensive position this is. You can assume is most likely what had happened. Yeah, plenty of basic weapons, a handful of just about everything, some shields and things scattered around, bits and pieces of metal, some tools and things used to craft or repair. But it's a whole lot of clutter, so you're not picking up anything extraordinary at the moment.
Okay. Ooh, okay, I'm finally back.
Cool.
It's on.
We're gonna keep moving.
Alright. So at this point in this area, you can see where this doorway is open. There's the closed doors ahead of you, and you see the hallway here turns and heads south.
We're gonna head towards the hallway.
Okay.
Straight ahead.
Anything you'd like to do on the way there?
Roll perception in case this is a new area and we don't know if there's a trap here somewhere.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
$22.
Okay. Yeah, you see there is in fact a raised platform. There is certainly a pressure plate in this area. You can
Put that information out for the party to avoid that.
easily avoid it and step over. And as you guys come to kind of the edge here where the hallway splits, you can very easily see ahead of you to the south this barricade, though it seems a little less dense than what was originally described. It doesn't seem, especially Morganthew taking a look now, having been up here once before, it's a little less packed. Seems like they're still there. They're still in the general formation, but they've either spread out or have had enough time to position themselves better. They're not quite as stuffed in as they were prior.
Some of the orcs have left this formation. Not sure if that's good or bad news.
More likely bad, since they've more than likely been given time to organize by whoever's leading them.
Well, I did say we should go fight them, but we all wanted to do something else.
I mean,
And other things we did.
we got information. No way to slip past, though.
Can't get. Wait, where's the barricade again?
You're looking at it.
Yeah.
No,
It's
but like, what's
right
the?
in line of sight?
Oh, like how much like of a barricade are we talking? Like, what's the size of this stuff?
It looks like a mobile wooden defensive fortification, so might even just be some tables on their sides, but you know, a good 4 or 5 feet tall with a bunch of orcs behind it and a large ogre in front of it.
How many tables we talking about? Because this is gonna be fun.
You're not sure. There is a line
Oh.
of wooden barricade between you and them. If you wanted to see exactly how many tables are there, you are welcome to walk up and count them.
I mean, if everyone wants to rush out and like, I mean, I'm ready to do this spell whenever you guys are ready. Like, this
I
is
know
gonna
what you're
Good
planning.
boy.
It's gonna be fun.
I've never used it. This is gonna be interesting. Maybe it might be totally useless and it might get totally demolished in the process, but I mean, I still want to try to use this to see how it ends up.
Aiden, did you want to try and slip past, or
I ain't stealthing. I ain't gonna stealth through that. I'll fill it right now. I'll tell you that right now.
wait?
We're
I
trying
don't
to-
mean
we're trying
past
to-
the barricade. I mean to the door in front of us.
Oh, I'm not going towards that door. I'm going towards the barricade.
Gotcha.
I just wanted to
Right.
recon this area so as to see if this was potentially a different route. And this is much closer than the other hallway.
Okay. I misinterpreted.
Very good. But this is a much better angle to what we can see, and there's a lot less
Hey,
distance we need to
ugly.
cover.
Over
Oh.
here.
In that moment, can I cast the spell if he's actually gaining his attention?
Is that what we want to do? Checking with Alex here.
Yeah, are you guys all fine with me casting this mysterious spell?
Okay
Uh,
with it.
I want to be able to do something as well in preparation, or well, not
I
preparation.
mean,
just in
before
tandem
we
with
go
what he's
out,
doing.
let's. You know what? Before. I just want to confirm. Before we do this, do you guys want to like prepare in any way, shape, or form, like giving any each other buffs or anything before we start, or no? Or are we just want to go straight into this?
Well, I think Aiden was getting into that. What were you thinking?
Already.
As Bink is casting his spell, I was going to run my movement and chuck my javelin of lightning again and actually use the lightning spell attached to it.
Okay. You're looking at casting your javelin. Zan is looking at distracting, getting their attention.
Yeah, I was just gonna use like thaumaturgy to make my voice louder.
I want to use my panache and
Nash.
challenge this ogre to a duel.
Oh god.
Okay.
Gonna make a persuasion check contested by its insight.
Oh.
As you step into the hallway.
And because I get what is it on persuasion? I have a reliable. Oh, okay. So if I roll something bad, I can treat it as a 10.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So hold that thought. I'm just gathering what everybody wants to do first. Anything from Lalia preemptively?
Gonna drink a potion of heroism.
All right. Okay. So, I'm just going to kind of go in order from what I had, what I heard, and what everybody's doing. So, Lalia, easy enough. You chug a potion. I'm assuming everybody is probably getting up as close as they can to get things started here. So Zan, you step out and try to distract them using prestidigitation, making your voice louder. What are you shouting?
Hey, ugly, over here.
Okay.
Oh.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
I want to see how many
Alright,
of them hear you, or performance, I guess,
Gotcha. Okay.
because they're not really sure who you're calling ugly, and could
They're
be.
all gonna assume it's the.
What do you mean?
Yeah. He's the one that's ugly. No, he's ugly. No, he's ugly. 8.
Oh
All
my
right,
God.
cool. You at least got the ogre. You're not sure if anybody else thinks they're ugly now, but let me save big effects for last. So Morganth, you're gonna step out and use your panache against this creature. So he's gonna roll an insight.
Nope.
Ooh.
I rolled persuasion.
I gotta figure out what his negative is. Maybe we'll see how big your persuasion is. Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
29.
Yep. You got it.
Wow.
Yeah, okay.
This guy, he rolled a natural 18, but there's no way he's got a plus 11.
Come and
Or so you-
fight me.
Or so you think.
Alright, so he is now
Fat
focused.
bottomed wench.
Oh my god, okay.
So he is now focused on Morganth. As Bink and Aiden rush up to cast some spells and throw a javelin. I'll offer to Lalia if you wanted to follow in any way. I could give you some movement.
I'm good.
Okay.
So, are we allowed our full movement, or did you just allow us a little bit of movement?
I got you to the point where you could see. If you wanted to get a little bit closer in your run, you would have probably another 15 feet or so.
From where I am, do I have direct, like, angle, like, down that hallway?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, okay. Then I'm gonna chuck my lightning straight down that hallway.
Okay. And how far does it go?
100 feet.
I think it's 150 feet.
Okay.
And all I need is to make some deck saves.
Okay. What is the save on that?
13.
I think it's, 13.
Okay. And go ahead and roll your damage.
Let me find out damage for the lightning spell. Or the lightning bolt spell.
I think it's 4d6.
On lightning bolt?
Yeah, well, with the javelin.
Mhm.
Because it's half of a lightning bolt spell.
That was a full lightning bolt spell.
Nope, I don't think so.
It transforms into a bolt of lightning that extends to your target within 120 feet. I think it's just a lightning bolt spell, I think, basically. Let me see.
Or take
Lightning.
4d6.
Yeah, it says on a hit, the target takes damage from the javelin plus 46. So yeah, it's 46 for the lightning bolt.
You're reading the wrong
And then
part,
and then
but
the
it does say
piercing
46.
damage from the javelin of lightning.
Oh, yep.
Okay. Alright.
But yeah, the lightning
okay.
bolt's
Lightning-
46. Yep.
Plus the piercing damage. Okay.
I mean, the piercing damage will hit the ogre, but you're using the lightning bolt instead of using it as a javelin. So you are basically casting lightning bolt. The javelin becomes the lightning bolt.
Okay, so no piercing damage.
Correct.
Okay. So just 46 lightning, okay.
It's a weird item.
It is weird.
Yeah, it's worded very
Clear
weirdly.
as mud.
And beyond that could be funky. Come on, work with me, please. Waiting game, the waiting game, the waiting game.
Waiting game. The game where you wait.
That's alright, I guess. 15 points of lightning damage to everyone in that hallway if they are within 5 feet.
Cool. That is at least above average, so that's awesome.
Mhm.
All right, and then that will leave us with Bink. So Bink, what is the spell you are doing?
I'm gonna do animate objects.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice one.
What's this spell do?
It lets me objects come to life at my command. Choose up to 10 non-magical objects within range that are not being worn or carried. Medium targets count Medium targets count as 2 objects. Large targets count as 4 objects. And huge targets count as 8 objects. And I'm able to have 10 objects. So, like, again, if it's medium, it counts as 2 objects, etc.
Okay.
And then so on. So that's how I was asking with the tables, how big the tables were.
They're probably considered small. And as for how many of them are over there, roll 2d8 for me.
Okay. Yeah, an 8.
Okay. There are 8 tables in that space that you can see.
God damn. And what's the size of them?
They are small.
They're small? Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't think they'd be
Okay.
big enough to be considered medium items.
Like what's the size of them if they're small? Are they like me sized or? Oh, wait.
About like that. That's how big they are.
Oh, wait. There's 8 of them. Okay. So I mean I get 8 of them animated. Yeah.
Okay.
If they're small, there'd be wait, I'm pretty sure they're 1 each. Let me double check the spell. Animate object. A small object count as. It doesn't say what it. I mean, there's tiny and there's small, but it doesn't say what it counts as. Actually, it just says what medium and above counts as. I guess tiny and small count as 1 regardless, and then beyond that's mediums 2, large is 4, huge is 8.
That makes sense. So yeah, you have 8 small animated tables.
In the process, would I be able to just make just 2 rocks float also? Can I just do that? Since there's like rubble,
Oh yeah,
2
there-
small
there-
sized rocks?
There's some rocks. 2
I'll just animate some rocks.
rocks. Okay, so you have 8 animated tables and 2 animated rocks that have now joined the fray ahead of you.
And they all have 20, since they're small, they have 25 HP and they have 16 AC.
Alright.
6 strength and 14 dexterity.
Okay. So I have all of this written down. So as you guys cast this, as you throw out your lightning bolt, one thing, Aiden, that you pick up on as you cast this lightning bolt, having this direct line of sight, you can see down this aisle, and you can see the chamber that is behind it, because you have a pretty good line of sight here, which I think gives us... Nope, I want that to be visible. Toggle that. And we'll toggle that, I think. No, you don't need that. Yeah, you can see the back corner too.
And I just want to quickly confirm that yes, this works from casting it works from 120 feet away, and I can control them up to 500 feet away.
Yep. So as you throw your lightning bolt down here, you see these tables ahead of you begin to animate as Bink is casting a spell at your side. And you can kind of see into the chamber beyond. There seems to be some sort of line of like crystalline structure in the back with a very bright, vibrant blue flame coming out of them. And as your lightning bolt cruises down this area and collides with the crystals, you see its energy gets absorbed into the crystals and they kind of glow a little bit brighter for a second. But you do see quite a few orcs between you and there. All get a little shocked, a little shooken. You can see a little bit of variation with the light that this bolt has given you. You see some orcs. You see some orcs with bows. You see some of these fiendish, fire-resistant orcs you've seen before. And in the back, you see 4 very large, very heavily armored orcs that follow the lightning bolt and make eye contact with you. And you just hear them start shouting in Orcish. Hold the line! They have arrived. and we'll pick up there next week with initiative. So yeah, you saw at least this line of orcs and some big beefy boys back in here.
Great.
It would be funnier if they said,
Oh, the dog! Oh, the dog!
But I have written down everything that you guys threw out and the damage that you did. So I will set up a nice little combat tracker sheet for myself later this week and add that damage to anything that was in the way. And then we'll pick up from there next week. We should be able to dive right on in.
alrighty.
But this is certainly going to take more than the 7 minutes we have left, so. But we got there. We had to wait on Beyond a little bit today, but unfortunately we muddled through. Had a couple combats, had some interesting plot, and we'll see what happens next week as you assault the defensive structures ahead of you.
Learned I have to be afraid of the banishment spell.